Hey, did you see that our own Kevin Coello was losing all sorts of weight for his wedding? Well, why don't you join him and use today's sponsor, Beachbody On Demand. Beachbody On Demand is an online fitness streaming service that gives you unlimited access to a wide variety of highly effective, world-class workouts personalized to meet your needs, plus extensive nutritional content, all proven to help people achieve their health goals, fitness goals, and not look like this. Plus P90X is there, and so is Insanity. Kevin used P90X a little bit. You got step-by-step program that guides you. You have workout calendars, comprehensive nutritional plans, an innovative portion-controlled focused cooking show called Fixate, and the motivation and support of a growing community. Beachbody On Demand is the total package, and you can stream it all to your computer, smartphone, or any other web-enabled device. This is a brand new service, but it already has more than 1 million members. So, claim your free trial membership and join Kevin on his quest to not look like this by texting Greggy to 303030 to get full access to this entire platform for free. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hello.
The champ.
That's right, I forgot. Oh. It's almost like when you wake up and someone reminds you that you're the Nintendo, the kind of funny world champion.
Today, when
it's like Christmas all over
we
again,
finally were
morning.
both sitting at our desks, you know, because Nick and I's desks face each other, but we have our monitors there. All of a sudden, I just see him over the monitors lift the world title up, but just his hands in the belt. No Nick standing with it. Just a reminder to me that had happened.
I hate it so much.
Me too.
The only thing I hate more is Nick's new. Like, just he went off the deep end with his fucking voice.
Kevin, where's your belly
I hate
button?
it. Stop.
Kevin, let me see it.
Stop.
Kevin, take your doink out.
Oh, man.
Over there, the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
And for the first time ever on a real show, not the drunken whatever crazy shows, the Glue, Kevin Coello.
I don't know if that's right. I thought I'd been on one.
Have you
one
been?
Comic Book Girl.
Yes.
That was a weird episode, though.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
different.
Yeah, exactly. I think everybody's gone, and you know we had to make it happen. From people who like comic books and like Comic Books Girl, and that was you.
She was so cool.
Welcome back, Kevin. I want to say the whole reason you're here is because of a tweet yesterday. Yesterday you put up that you were finally under 200 pounds for the first time in how long?
Like probably 4. No, well, 2 years was the last time, but like that I was doing like a really aggressive diet as a competition with my family.
Sure.
But like, and it didn't last.
Sure, of course.
It's weird that the last time you were under 200 pounds was right when you started here. And then you ballooned up, largely due to the stress and abuse.
Ballooned.
Yeah.
It was definitely ballooned.
Watching Kind of Funny Live 3.
I peaked at 220, so.
During the wrestling bit of Kind of Funny Live 3 when you came out with the
You are a
suspenders
barrel-chested young lad.
Yeah, I sure
and
am.
you're very proud, very boisterous, and my brother
I was
just looks at
playing
you
a
and goes,
character.
"Oh, Kevin was a lot bigger." Yeah.
So you lost all this weight, and as you know, the GameOverGreggy show is no fat bitches. So now you're allowed. I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
No, what happened is you tweeted about it. And then Joel C. McClure hit you up on Twitter and said, "I am proud of you, and I demand that Kind of Funny Vids have you on the GameOverGreggy show. Let Kevin host."
Let me see that real quick.
Oh, sorry. I shut it down.
No, that's okay.
And I
He's
said,
got 3 likes. I'm sure one of those is mine.
yeah. And I said, you know what? I concur. Kevin's on the show today.
There he is,
This
doing
week.
it.
There you go.
Making dreams come
Big dick
true, Greg
swinging.
Miller.
Big dick
Big dick
swinging.
swing.
Kevin Coello getting married soon.
Yeah.
Cutting
right
his
around the
hair
corner.
soon.
Yeah.
We got
that's
your
unfortunate.
bachelor party coming up.
I know, right
in
around the corner.
2 weeks?
Is
3
it
weeks?
really that close? That's terrifying.
Yeah.
You excited
Yeah.
about it?
Can't wait. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Now here's because what happened is I was talking to maybe one of you clowns about it, but I forget who. And when I was like, oh yeah, you know, we're going to Vegas for Kevin's bachelor party. I'm super excited. I'm like, blah blah. I'm like, I like going to Vegas and I like playing blackjack, but I only know and I'm like, wait. I'm gonna get awesome at blackjack. I still have time. I want to read a blackjack book.
Yeah.
I want to
how it
come in
works.
there, get a cigar, and just fucking clean up.
Are you really
crazy
gonna have a
is
cigar?
you're gonna be
Yeah,
the
Because I'll
course
sit
I'm
on the table and play with you.
Now,
No, I like doing the video. I like doing the video blackjack.
Right.
That way, there's no
That's
because
not fun.
other
Oh,
no.
that's not
When you go to
fun.
Vegas and you do
Oh,
blackjack,
man.
it was in St. Louis, but it counts. Where I was at the table or whatever, learning how to play, and I'd be hitting, and the guy next to me got all mad because I was taking his
Yeah,
cards.
but fuck him. That's not like his right. Like the table, you know, part of the luck is who you sit next to. You know?
and if you're unfortunate
If you
enough
and I
to
are
sit next to
there-
Greg,
yeah. I'm on the same boat, Greg. I don't know how to play.
What's amazing to me, Greg, is that you're like you said that.
It was scary.
I like this.
You said I'm gonna read a blackjack book and get all good at blackjack. Like you're the first human in the history of gambling to ever think about that.
No, there was another person who did it. Her name was Mrs. Keaton on Family Ties,
Oh, wow.
and she won a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, okay.
And I have to imagine I could relive that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because most people go to Vegas and they don't think to read the book beforehand on what to do, what not to do.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to figure out splitting. That's what I
not
really
that
gotta
hard.
get to.
Yeah.
Well, I need to figure it out a little bit more, right?
I hope we sit next to someone who's like an expert, okay to lose money, and ready to give us advice.
I think we should all four of us should go there and sit there and do it
I'll play a
together.
few hands of
gambling,
blackjack
man.
with you. Now I'll tell you this
Just
right
for
now.
fun. Just for
About
fun.
me.
You go in there, $5, you lose it immediately, fuck off. That's the way I
I'll
play.
go in there and watch and root for you guys and cheerlead and stuff.
Yeah.
But nah, if I'm gonna waste my money, I'm gonna waste it.
Especially if I'm going to be smoking a cigar with this guy.
Yeah. We love smoke. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't like
Backyard,
it.
yeah.
I don't like how long it's
You
been.
like them cigars, Nick?
I used to, yeah, but I don't smoke anything anymore now. I have some friends that are like, "Hey, I quit smoking cigarettes, so let's smoke cigars," and I'm like, "It's the same thing. You're just it's because I'll inhale the tobacco. You're not supposed to, and I just love it, and then I'll go straight back down into that
really
fucking
shouldn't
wicked,
inhale
wicked
it.
mistress. You know what I mean?
I
What are the
know
odds you
mean.
smoke a cigarette at the
I won't
bachelor
smoke
party?
a cigarette.
Okay.
No, I won't do it.
He
I haven't
gets-
smoked, I haven't
You guys
smoked a
smoked
cigarette.
in
2 years? A year and a half?
Year and a half.
What are the
Yeah.
odds you put your tongue in an ashtray at this bachelor party?
Eat
Oh my
50-50.
God.
Yeah.
An ashtray.
Oh, ashtray. Sorry, I thought you said
If you
stripper.
didn't know, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode early. You can get it so early, we get it while we're recording it. You can go over there right now. You can get a piece of the original wall signed by all of us. It's the fan mail tier.
original wall.
If you do that, you can get early access to Kinda Funny Live 3. If you don't want to, it'll be up next week. Don't worry. And if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. You can go to youtube.com/kindafunny, where the show goes up topic by topic, day by day, until one big video and MP3 posts the following Friday. Nicholas.
Yes, sir.
What's your topic?
My topic today is Batman. Now, as you all know,
Oh, so you're going outside your comfort zone. All right.
yeah, that's why I like to write what I know. Ben Affleck, who the fuck knows how much longer he's going to play Batman?
damn
People are
shame.
saying he's into it.
we
People are
all
saying he's
know.
not into it.
He's gonna do Justice League. He's gonna do the Batman.
Exactly. We're recording this after, this is the Monday after Comic-Con.
Right.
At Comic-Con, we had done the Friday leading into Comic-Con, the whole thing about like, oh, he's trying to get out of the role again. Then at Comic-Con, he's like, Batman's the coolest fucking character. I'm in for the Matt Reeves thing. That's as far as it went. I think that's as far as it goes. He's going to do Justice League, and then he'll do, that. If he has a cameo in something while in that time, fine. But I think that's it. Batman, the Batman, I think is going to be Ben Affleck's Batman flick.
So that I agree, and so knowing that, I asked you guys to prepare a little bit. There's some homework for this one. So I want to go around the table and see who are y'all's like top pick for Batman. Who is the actor that could don the cape and cowl and be either better than Ben Affleck or at least as good as Ben Affleck at Batman? And I actually hold Ben Affleck
Yeah, I was
in
going
high
to say, you
esteem.
started making some
I thought
sarcasm.
it was really good.
He was
So
good.
I asked you guys to put together three. One that's good, one that's off the wall, and then one that's just a kind of a think piece.
I love
Batman.
it.
Let's go. So you want to kick it off?
If you want me to.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to start?
Let's start with.
Do you want to start with
the real?
The real.
Okay.
The real pick I have to pick up the cape and cowl. Stick with me, and I don't know. I mean, this is. I want you to know I had to search long and hard for this
Yeah,
because
think about
I'm
it.
not like I'm not like you.
Yeah.
I don't have an encyclopedia knowledge.
useless lexicon
If I
of-
see
yeah.
some people in a movie, I'm like they're good, great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm picking personal friend of mine, Anthony Ingruber. I expect
Interesting.
none
Okay.
of you to know him.
Anthony Gruber.
You would know him, and I'll tell you the way I know him. And stick with me because
High school.
Exactly.
Went to high school with me.
He was great in our production of Guys and Dolls
I
in
hate you
ninth
so
grade.
much.
Like Nathan Detroit.
Anthony was/is the Joker in Telltale's Batman.
Okay.
But he is also a real actor, and that sounds insulting, but not just a
Live
voice
action.
actor where nobody would understand where he's from. He was also in Age of Adeline, where he was young Harrison Ford. So if he can play young Harrison
he
Ford
would be
there,
good.
and I'm talking Harrison Ford in like his 20s or whatever, right? Did a great job, has that all-American Playboy look to him, I would say.
this is what
That-
I'm
you know what I
at.
mean?
Yeah.
And so here, like as I feel with all of my picks,
Right.
we need to talk about what is the DC extended universe, which by the way I fucking hate that they call that. It's just
It's dumb.
DCCU. DCCU, Cinematic Universe. Marvel had it. Why do we
yeah.
worry about
Yeah.
that?
Or just
You're right.
the DCU.
But then it would get confusing with
then it
comics. I
District
understand
of
that.
Columbia Universe.
Anyways, the way we all know this is going to go the Batman happens.
Yeah.
Then this Flashpoint movie Flash is gonna go back in time and reset the timeline, and we get new actors. We do whatever we have to. So I like the fact that Anthony would be younger than Ben Affleck.
Okay.
He'd be able to be in there. I don't want him to already be the seasoned Batman. He's been at a year 2. I don't need a year 1 Batman. I don't need Batman Begins again. You know what I mean? Just get me in
Batman
there.
Begins again.
Usher me. Batman Begins again. Get me in there, and I think he could do it. I mean, he does a great Joker that sounds nothing like him. So he's got range.
Okay.
So I think he could do because like his Age of Adeline, Harrison Ford is a little bit like Bruce Wayne would be or whatever. So he bounces, does that face.
Okay.
And then he gets serious and he does what he's got to do. You know
So in that world,
see, look at him right there. That's a good
is
photo.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan
see
the
him?
dad?
Yes.
I mean, let's talk about how much we're actually
looks
gonna
like
fuck up.
Yeah, no, I could see him.
How much
pulling
we're
that
really
off.
gonna fuck up the universe. I'd like to imagine, yes. I'd like when they do this Flashpoint thing that we do get to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the.
At least as a plot point, right? At least
Yeah.
as a thing that maybe that last 10 minutes and it's just like, in this universe, this is how it happened.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
jump back
exactly.
over to whatever his name is.
Now, see, I like this
Anthony
choice, and here's
Gruber.
why. Because I feel
Unknown.
like there's a lot of the people that this is shedding some light on my list. A lot of the guys on my list are AAA celebrities,
Exactly.
guys that you would that can open a movie, so to speak, guys that are leading men already in Hollywood. And I feel like that is a problem for Batman. Like Henry Cavill, I think was good casting because you didn't really know who he was.
just became
We'd seen him in a
Superman.
couple movies. He was in The Tudors, I think. My wife wanted to have sex.
He
with
was
him at
in.
one point.
Yeah, he was in Stardust.
Was he in
That
Star
Neil,
Wars?
great movie.
The Neil Gaiman movie.
Oh, that was a great movie.
I'm
Great
mispronouncing his
movie.
last name.
No, I think it's
No,
Gaiman.
yeah,
Gaiman.
Or Gaiman. Some people say Gaiman.
The Sandman guy.
But I like this because this is a role he could really own for a very long time.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. Similar to like when Chris Pratt,
Interesting.
everyone's like, oh, we kind of know Chris Pratt, and then he gets Star-Lord, and you're like, he's Star-Lord.
That's what he's meant to
Star-Lord
be.
I
forever.
feel like
That's his role.
Batman's different though. Like I feel
You think you need that like Hollywood star as Batman?
I mean, Batman and Bruce Wayne are such defined characters that I almost feel like an unknown person being them is going to be weird. Like I feel like you need.
You don't think it
there's-
does it
I need-
justice,
I,
or-
I think it needs to be. There's that X factor of an actor playing the characters. We know the character.
It hadn't
of
dawned
Batman.
on me that it didn't do it justice.
I hate you so goddamn. I knew it was coming somewhere. I knew it was coming.
God, he's horrible.
I hate it. I
hate him
hate it
so
Sorry,
much.
continue. I apologize.
But all
That's
right.
a
I
stupid
mean,
pun.
but you see what I'm saying though? I feel
Yeah.
like Batman is.
I mean, I feel like there's a.
Who deserves to be Batman? I
Yeah.
feel like you needed to have accomplished some real AAA shit to be
Okay,
like,
you say that, but I mean, like, so what was Christian Bale's the whole claim to Memento?
No, that was Guy Pearce. Christian Bale had been in American Psycho. He had done.
Great point. Great.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, I'm pretty sure he wasn't a Memento at all. You're right.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
you were so upset about it.
Well, so American Psycho is what I must have. I mean,
You were thinking American
Yeah, I knew
Psycho,
he'd done
probably.
one.
Christian Bale, even
He's
before
done Empire of the Sun.
Dark
He's done a
Knight,
lot of things. He
I
was at least an
thought of him as an
established
actor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
But
Sure.
also-
Well, this. I mean,
remember,
Anthony is an
though-
actor. What
Remember
else?
also
like
though, but
AAA.
Christopher Nolan picked him
He
because
was not a
wasn't.
triple
At
A. He
least
was
A.
not a triple A.
not that time. I think that really put him into the
before Batman, if
that
you were to be
next
like,
level.
hey Tim, who's Christian Bale? I'd say an actor. If you said who's this guy, I'd say I don't
Anthony
know.
That's fair.
Gruber.
That's fair.
So I mean, the thing with Ben Affleck, who is a big actor and was
Yeah.
at the time that he got cast and still is now, like I felt like going in, I was like, oh, that's gonna make it weird for me to watch. But then watching the movie, I was like, nope, fucking nailed
I know,
it.
kinda liked
so
it.
yeah, I don't know. I like what Tim's saying, where it's like the actor, if there's a like.
All right.
Yeah.
I have
Okay,
other
okay. Give me
real
your-
picks.
give me
You
your
want-
other picks.
I got 2 other real picks.
I thought we were
Okay.
only supposed to have one of each.
I got 3.
I'm Greg Miller. I like to
Okay.
get
I
out
put a
there.
shit ton
It's a
on my
Batman
list.
thing, you know
That's
what I mean?
great.
I'm gonna toss out this one, and you'll need to stick with me because the name won't ring a bell, but you're gonna know his fucking face. Michael Huisman.
Was he also in Age
This
of
is
Adeline?
the guy. Actually, he was. Yes. Actually. But you'd also know him.
He's an awesome choice.
You would know him as the Game of Thrones guy who replaced that other Game of Thrones guy and then went on to keep fucking Khaleesi. He was a right hand man and got the older man all mad at him.
Fucking great
He's a
choice.
different take. Like now
Interesting.
he's an
Mario.
older Batman, a more brooding Batman,
Yeah.
a more cocky Bruce Wayne as well, which
Right.
I enjoy quite a
I
bit.
think he'd be a great choice.
Dario,
He's
yeah.
really good looking in Dutch. My
Dario
wife likes
Naharis?
Dutch people.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like I think he'd be a real solid pick.
That's
Interesting.
Dude, he's a great pick.
That's a damn good call.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Call.
But
Good.
see,
Just keep the
I
hair.
can't
too.
imagine without the hair though. I feel
Oh,
like
I'll
the
give
hair.
it to you.
That's
He's on
Batman
Nashville,
Begins
right?
Batman. You know?
Doesn't matter though. But like, Cavill has longer hair as Superman, right? He
Yeah,
doesn't
but
have, like,
not that
Superman, I
long.
feel like can get away with it.
It's Batman.
Christian Bale seemed like not like long hair, but he had longer hair.
It's sort of long. It was slicked back.
Long.
Yeah, you gotta
Like
think outside
this-
the box.
I mean, this is what's going to stop you is the fact that I can't picture him without the beard.
Stop me. I
cut his hair. Cut his
like
hair.
this. This is a great call.
Okay, good.
Fantastic call. I mean, it goes back to what I'm saying about like he's not that known, but it's like I think he looks the part.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
And then my third real pick,
Yeah.
which will be laughed out of the room, I understand, but real pick that I think he has the range, he could do something, Zac Efron. Zac Efron has been in comedies, I know. Don't get me wrong. He's a really goofy guy. We know he can get yak, though. I think he can pull off
yacked.
Bruce Wayne, no problem.
I think the whole him getting yacked, like, really shows. Like, I mean, yeah, I could see that.
It's
I
one of
could
those.
see that, yeah.
It would be. I mean, with all due respect, it would be very much a Michael Keaton situation, where you cast him and everybody goes,
Everyone-
"Oh, that
yep.
guy from fucking Mr. Mom and all this shit," and they only know him from the Goofy movies done. Bosom Buddies? No, that was Tom Hanks.
But that was I didn't know if Zac Efron
I'm
was
not on
alive
fire.
with Bosom Buddies.
Not on fire with my callback ability to put people in the movies, but I'm saying it could work.
All right, Tim. Who are your real choices?
So
I got skipped.
What are you going around?
He calls the ball. It's his
What do you mean
topic.
going around?
I can
All right,
see
go ahead,
Tim's
fine.
rock and
Go
roll.
to
You're
Tim.
letting the alcohol seep in. Can you pour me
What?
another glass, please?
I got three.
I don't want one.
I got three.
Yeah, give it to me.
What are you doing?
So I don't want to take any of Kevin's. So
Right.
Kevin, if one of the ones I say is
yeah,
yours,
so I have
jump
one.
on it,
It's
all right?
that's fine.
I'll be back.
You know, actually, let's go with Kevin because I want to.
Kevin, let me hear
Damn
you.
it! I'm looking at your list right there. Yeah.
Give it to me. Give it to
Don't
me.
hide it. There's no reason to hide it.
Yeah, it's not a fucking homework
And
assignment,
Greg walked
guys.
away now. So my choice, John Hamm.
That's my
I
number.
feel like, especially after seeing him
That's
in
a good
Baby
choice,
Driver.
son.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
That's what
I
sold it for
want to
me.
see him as Batman. Because his performance, he went from silly playboy to like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
And he can get jacked too.
Yeah.
He's a big
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
so good looking.
he's got
and he's
the-
rugged.
yep.
He has the hair.
Hair, yep.
His hair has emotion and movement. He has the
And
face, the
he hasn't
chiseled jaw.
He hasn't. I mean, Baby Driver was good, but he hasn't done like a leading role in a
Oh,
while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Except
But
for Keeping
you're
Up with
right,
the Joneses,
though.
which was not that good.
His performance in Baby Driver, I loved that he went from being this
Baby Driver
fucking
kid?
slick ass
No,
dude,
John
John
Hamm.
Hamm.
and then ending
But
terrifying.
because of Baby Driver is why I put him on the
See, my
list.
problem with the John Hamm pick, because I love John
wanted
Hamm.
to be
Everybody-
Superman.
I wanted to be Superman.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But Flashpoint,
Wait, hold
he
on,
goes
hold
back
on.
and he gets to be Superman.
Yeah, John Hamm's my number one.
That's funny.
John Hamm's a great choice.
I would say my number two is a tie
Okay.
between Colin Farrell
Ooh, he would be fucking
Colin
awesome
Farrell.
as Batman.
and
Interesting.
Keith Urban. Very different Batman.
Ooh.
Carl Urban, I think you meant.
Yeah,
Yes.
Keith Urban's a country music star. I was super interested
Keith
for a
Urban would be
second.
awesome.
Carl Urban.
Carl
yeah.
Urban would be a great
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, that's
too.
really good. Dread, right?
I
Wasn't he
think
Dread?
Dread is what
Dread.
sold the hell out of that. to me.
Mama's not the law.
Yeah.
Who's your one before Carl Urban? Who was it?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. No way, get him out of here.
Really?
What, oh, you didn't
Did
see
you
Fantastic
watch-
Beasts,
Yeah,
man. He was
Fantastic-
so good
I did
in
see
it.
Fantastic Beasts. I think I saw it with all y'all.
Did you? We saw it together.
Yeah, I thought he was great in that.
Yeah. Like, and that again puts me in the place where it's like I could totally see that guy being Batman.
I mean, I think there's something between the two of those where they start off and they're cool and collected, and by
Yep.
the end of it, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the Batman.
Right.
Bruce
as
Wayne
long as he can
dichotomy.
make that switch.
Here's my problem with your picks, and I don't know enough about Carl Urban to weigh in on this because I think he's in Thor and he looks pretty great in that for 2 seconds we saw him in the trailer. For both, mainly John Hamm, being a huge John Hamm fan, and maybe a little bit of Colin Farrell, aren't we getting into the same problem we have with Ben Affleck right now? That he's just too old. No offense to Ben Affleck. In the way that like Ben Affleck, it is one of the reasons of why it is you want to get out of this. It's hard on your body. He's almost 50. He's doing a million things.
It's possible.
You're right. You're bringing up good points in when you think of these movies as episodes of a TV
Franchises.
series. They
Yeah.
just need to keep going forever and ever. But as we get into this DC thing, I think that we have to hit a point that they're just going to focus on good movies like that. I think that
I don't
The
know about that.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that the fad eventually has to stop because Marvel's going to keep going. But I think that what could happen when the Marvel ship ends, like Phase 4 ends or whatever, instead of rebooting the whole thing, they go back and they're like, all right, cool, we're just going to tell individual stories, like graphic novel style things, like getting the Dark Knight
That's
Returns.
fine. I'm totally down. I've talked about that before. I love that idea of like, cool, here's Last Son, here's Red Son, here's The Killing Joke, and it's just like we're making movies and we're casting these movies with these people.
Because
in
how
it.
amazing would it be if Matt Reeves' Batman, the Batman, didn't have to do with any of the DCCU.
I mean, then it wouldn't tie into Justice League, and there wouldn't be Superman, and there wouldn't. I mean, I want that.
fucking
I want that. I want the comic universe. That's why I just want them. This is why I'm so mad today, as we record
sad,
this
isn't
with
it?
this fucking Mission Impossible garbage.
Yeah.
They're doing all these reshoots for Justice League, and because of the fucking Mission Impossible movie, Henry Cavill can't shave off his beard, so they're gonna have to fucking digitally put his face in there.
Oh,
It's
fuck,
like this is what I'm
that's
talking
not
about.
good.
DC, you sign all these
Jesus.
people. You say for a year, you're only making these movies. We're just gonna make every DC movie in the world. Let's just
That would probably like kill some people though.
How so?
Working that much, like on one movie. What? How long do people like roll on movies?
It
like
depends
3 months?
if you're a lead. But you're not working.
Are you
consistently
talking
for
about
3 months.
actors? Or are you talking about
Actors,
like grips
actors.
and stuff?
Actors. No, you
I'm
can
more
swap
concerned
out
about the
grips.
grips and stuff.
No, I'm
Henry
concerned about
Cavill coming
actors.
out of his fucking trailer to be like, "Well, I've worked out for 4 hours." Martha, that's fine. I think you can fucking pull that off.
I don't know. I think that's like, you guys should know how much work being in front of a camera is,
yeah,
and
it's
like
hard.
you guys aren't acting. You guys are just being yourselves in
Well,
front of
they
the
did it
camera.
with, they
You
did
know
it
what I
with
mean?
Lord of the Rings, though. They
That's
shot
fair.
a year
That's
straight
fair.
for Lord of the Rings to
Yeah.
make 3 movies. It's not impossible.
True.
It's a possibility.
Wait,
We just-
they didn't take a break between 1 and 2? I thought
think they
2
took a
and
small
3 were
break, but
shot.
They
Yeah.
shot. I think they shot for like a year and a half.
That's
straight.
insane.
That could be right.
God.
That is
I'm looking at him.
I was like,
He's gorgeous.
I like how Michael Huseman over there. Like, wait, wasn't he in Age of Adeline too? I'm like, you know who should be Lois Lane? Like Lively. Greg, did you watch Age of Adeline last night? Did you go home and do the homework we asked you to do? Just watch Age of
Did you go
Adeline.
back to the hotel and watch Age of Adeline? Oh man, that's so good.
So Nick, who's your?
Oh, wait, no, we're still. Oh, you gave yours. Sorry.
Yeah, who's
You
your
still have
out
that-
there
you have
pick?
You
more.
still
No,
have a
I
couple.
gave John Hamm. That was
You
the
gave
only one I
John Hamm.
had.
That was
That's it.
top.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
I have quite a few on my list of people that just popped into my mind for actors
mean
that could
just
easily
popped in there?
that could easily step into the role right now. Top of my list, I'm just going to give it to him. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, interesting.
Ryan Gosling's on my list of no.
I think he could bring something.
Wait, your
unique
list
to
of
it.
no?
The wacky like.
Oh, okay.
That would be a different ass Batman.
Yeah.
That I
Well, I
feel like
don't
he could
know.
be pretty good at it.
don't
There's
know,
something
man.
about his speaking voice that just doesn't work for me. Like in La La
Everything
Land,
works for me.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him so
he'd have to
much.
he'd have to
but
do
he's
a
not
character.
Bruce Wayne.
Fair enough.
Like the way he talks.
think
That's
he-
why I think he's
I
best
think
in
he
movies
could-
where he doesn't talk.
I think he could play Bruce Wayne. I don't know that he'd be great in the Cape and Cowl, but I feel like he could do it because he's a great actor and he would find that character
I
somewhere.
mean, he
in there.
fucking played piano and tap dance. I think he could do that.
Fuck
So.
yeah, dude. He
God
tapped dance
bless
off of my
La La
heart.
Land. What a
didn't he?
great movie. Should
Should
have
we
won
all
the
sing
Oscar.
it right now,
It was
Greg? You want to
robbed.
take it away for us?
City of stars, are you shining just for me?
Wow, you did it for real. I thought you were gonna fuck around with it again.
I don't fuck around with that. I never fuck around with the guys.
Now, because this actor is in my brain from last weekend, and I thought this would be an off-the-wall choice, Tom Hardy. Now, I think Tom Hardy as Batman would be fucking awesome.
I think
Whether or
he's,
not he would
I
do it.
think
Tom
I think
Hardy.
he's too like imposing.
But I kinda
As
like
a
that.
Bruce,
I
but like
like
as
that,
Bruce Wayne. Like I've never seen Bruce Wayne as this giant hulk of a man.
Sure.
I mean, Ben Affleck was big.
Yeah, but Ben Affleck's
Ben
a Bruce
Affleck
Wayne of
still
an
looks like
older. He's an older Bruce Wayne. He's not
Yeah.
as intimidated or not meant to be like the playboy. Hey, I'm just gonna do. I'm
I
gonna
like
steal
my
your
Bruce
girl.
Wayne sleek. You know?
Not like the animated series.
Right.
Two square jaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
That mean that. Well, if you're talking sleek, I'm gonna throw this out.
Here we
there.
go.
This is my third.
Gets none sleeker then.
Michael Fassbender. Now, Michael Fassbender is tall, super skinny. So if you wanted that different opposing body, if you wanted the just that tall, just ridiculously skinny Batman version
Yeah,
instead
like
of
the
big,
rail thin, like
the rail
like a
thin.
gothic.
Fassbender,
cape.
in my opinion,
Fassbender could
too
be big.
serious to ever play Bruce Wayne. I can't ever see him
suave
being the
as fuck,
suave, like cool guy. Because the roles that I remember him from are where he's being like really straight faced and very serious.
Now, Fassbender also
Yeah.
on my short list for the
drink
new
that one.
Bond.
It's better.
Oh, throwing another Daniel Craig. I'd love to see what he does with Batman.
He would, but he would be
Yeah,
good too.
he is getting a little old there.
He's unfortunately a little.
I feel
But
like
I
we're
feel like he
speaking
could
the
go
same
in.
actors that we would say about any role.
Now let's go into. That's fair. Now let's go into the second choice.
Okay.
Which one's this?
This is the. Let's save the off-the-wall wacky choice for the third.
Okay.
The second choice is one that you wouldn't necessarily think of. Someone who you think would be good. but you
So
wouldn't think of that
wild.
person. Wild choice.
It's the wild
choice.
card,
The
is what you
wild
call
card
this
choice,
originally when you told
Thank
us.
you. I apologize.
You're welcome.
Greg, what's your wild card choice?
Well, I put it in there because we talked about it the other day, and I got super excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
We keep going younger. What if we went older and it's Michael Keaton? Somehow Flashpoint resets everything to Michael Keaton, which I
really
like a
good.
lot. That's when we were talking about that. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
when we talk about Batman Beyond, like what you could do with it and fuck around with it, especially if you're telling your old things. Of if you were to blow it up, and they're now making Red Sun. They're now making all these graphic novels into it, or just they're gonna have multiple things going to say, all right, we're making Batman Beyond. Michael Keaton is Bruce Wayne. This is the spiritual. As I said, we have Tim Burton helmet again, and don't get me wrong.
not.
Well, see, that's my thing. Is like I don't know if personally I love Batman Beyond. I would love to see a faithful adaptation, but I have the cartoons. I don't need it. I'd love to see the idea of that because I think we're to that point in the comic book life cycle, right? Of I mean, it's too late now, obviously, with Richard Donner to have him do another Christopher Reeve movie. But for Tim Burton to be like, we're teaming back up, we're making this thing, it's going to be my Batman Beyond set in that universe that everybody did love. We're ignoring Forever, we're ignoring Batman and Robin, we're just picking up from there.
Were those canonical?
Yeah, right?
That wasn't just a reboot?
I mean, this is the whole thing of like, I mean, they had the same Alfred, so yeah.
They did have the same
Yeah, I'm
outfit.
pretty sure they had the same
Yeah,
Commissioner
damn.
Gordon. It's been a long time. I don't think they ever got away from Commissioner Gordon.
I mean, I feel like if they were to do this, it'd be the only way to make Michael Keaton good as Batman.
Ooh, what a
I want
fucking
you to
bitch
take
you
this
are.
phone and
What a
swallow
fucking
it.
little bitch you are.
Choke on Greg's oversized
We've
iPhone.
talked about this. I'm
Oh
being
my
an asshole.
God.
I know.
But like, I never bought it. I didn't get it. I didn't like
You were
it.
too young.
I love those movies, and no, I watched those
You're
movies.
crazy, dude.
Later in my life.
Val
But I
Kilmer,
think-
I'll agree that like didn't feel right
That
at
is
all.
atrocious.
Yeah.
But with Michael Keaton, I'm just like, I love Michael Keaton.
I still think-
seeing him as Vulture, I'm like, you fucking nailed that. But him as Batman.
My thing about what you're saying is even watching them later in life is the fact that it's a while ago. We've been doing kind of funny, but I went to LA to do something, and in the hotel room that night, Batman '89 was on, and I hadn't seen that in forever. And watching it, you're like, wow. The scope and scale is so much smaller,
Oh, yeah.
just because that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
movies were.
It's
And
definitely a
so,
set.
like to sit here and compare it to any other superhero movie now, it doesn't work. They're not contemporary. But I think that's why I think it'd be awesome to see we're picking this back up and doing this in this world that exists now, where there are all these budgets and all these.
Well,
different things.
also, I mean, Batman Beyond in that universe, I think is really interesting because
Yeah.
it is super Tim Burton, creepy and kind of
I don't know,
gothic,
man.
weird
I
shit.
think that Tim Burton would go too far with it and make it like.
That's
well,
the
now
concern.
modern,
Yeah.
modern.
Yeah.
Tim
I know,
Burton,
I know.
absolutely.
He's actually backed off a lot from that style though lately.
Has he? What's
What's
the
the
best?
last movie he's done?
He did
Willy
Big
Wonka
Eyes lately.
fucking 2 or something.
No, he did
There's
Big
no
Eyes.
two
Oh, you know what?
movies.
Though? Did he do Alice in Wonderland?
He's done like 10 Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, never mind.
He's done
I
2 Alice in
rescind that
Wonderlands.
statement. He's still apeshit
There's-
crazy.
I think
with
there's
his
2
visuals.
of them.
But yeah, there's 2.
Okay, so that's my first my wild
That's
card.
your wild card.
My
Go.
next wild card is let's go even further back and really fuck up the multiverse. Flashpoint's there. We're resetting everything. We're really fucking with it. We cast David Mazouz. Who the fuck's David Mazouz? David Mazouz is the kid who's been playing Bruce Wayne on Gotham this entire time. He's now 16. You sunset Gotham or you have it all fucking and I'm getting crazy because it's a wild card. You have it all explode. Flash runs back. Fucking Ezra Miller runs into the Gotham thing and like it all collapses upon
Grabs
itself.
him and pulls him out.
Well, no, it all just collapses upon itself. But like, I don't know. I've only seen a little bit of Gotham with the kid, like when he was a super small kid. Now he's still there. And from everything I hear, he's doing well. I saw a tantalizing headline on IGN today about the premiere of the next one. I was like,
I just feel like people want to hate kids so much.
Sure, I
when it
fucking
comes to kids,
love to kill
especially
them.
kids acting as people like Bruce Wayne. That'd be like getting Carl, Chandler Riggs or whatever from Walking
Carl be a
Dead.
cool guy. Robin. It's
No,
one of the.
I can't separate
In a
him
different
from-
world,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
In
just
a
hate
different
him.
world, he's too connected. You hate Carl?
No, well, yeah, I hate the character of Carl, but I'm like 2 seasons behind, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Carl's cool. I like Carl.
Tim, who's your wild card pick for
Wild card,
My
bitches.
wild card. I'm just like, I'd love to see this. Mark Wahlberg. Let's just fucking
my
go.
God.
The Mark
shit.
Wahlberg
That would
Batman
be
had to come
something.
on.
I hate how much you hate him.
I don't hate him. I just
You don't like
I don't enjoy his work.
acting.
I don't. It's not. Yeah, you're right. There's something I can't get over. About
Oh,
him.
I just love it.
I don't like how he does. I didn't like how he didn't. He didn't get along. He didn't get along with Eminem.
Joker.
When
Hey,
you,
does he have a card? What's he putting the card out there for? Hey, is that guy robbing a bank? I should go stop him. I'm Batman. Hey, this is Batman. Stop robbing the bank. Say hi to your mother for me.
I hate when Nick goes into like.
I love it.
into
I
music.
love
You
it. Go
nailed
ahead,
it,
go.
man. No,
Nick's
that's
killing
like,
it.
but
I
that's
fucking
what I'm
love
saying.
Mark Wahlberg,
My
bro.
thing is, there's a movie called The Happening. And
Yeah,
that
there
movie
is.
fucking sucks.
Man.
But I could watch
When
Mark
John-
Wahlberg act surprised with nothing happening around him for
a
fucking
beautiful
hours.
man.
And I
To
have
be fair,
many
all
times.
of that made sense. He was perfect in that role.
Him
'cause
standing
that
in the
world
field,
didn't make any
and he's
sense
just
at all.
like,
You're nice.
Yeah, I do. I didn't want to grab it because you guys are all like hating on me.
Kev,
touching
what?
I
things.
love you.
Who's
Shut
your
up.
wild card spot?
Edward
Wow.
Norton.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Ed Norton.
I fucking love Edward Norton.
do love Ed Norton.
And I haven't seen him in movies in a long time.
fucked up all that Hulk stuff.
Yeah, he really did. That was really unfortunate because I thought he was great as the Hulk.
I forget what happened. Why didn't he come back?
He
What
doesn't
happened?
like the director of Avengers. What is it?
Joss Whedon.
Yeah, they have an
Really?
issue where they don't clash
I
well.
think Ed Norton's hard to work with.
Yeah,
That's what they
he's
say.
famously
Oh.
hard to work with, which makes
Okay.
me sad. It's too bad that there's certain actors that are awesome.
we know something about that.
Anne Hathaway.
Am I right?
Who's supposed to be famously hard to work with. It's like, ugh.
Also, we haven't called this out in any of our things. Oh man, I just jumped out of the plane without my parachute. Stick with me.
Go. I'm with you. I'll go with you. Where are you
Michelle
going?
Pfeiffer just got cast in something that everybody's excited about. It's one of the superhero
She's
movies.
in
I saw
Marvels.
it.
We're plummeting towards Earth.
I
It's
wanna say
something
she's
Marvel.
Not Miss Marvel.
What's the other? It's not Black Panther, is it? No.
no.
Captain Marvel?
No,
No,
look
it's not
it up.
Captain Marvel. We hit the ground. Yeah, fuck that one
Oh
up.
shit.
But I know how we like the old Batmans. So Michelle Pfeiffer getting
God,
cast
she
in
was-
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And Lawrence Fishburne.
She's the original. She's the original Wasp.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's really
That's
interesting.
amazing.
She was so good as Catwoman.
Oh my god, she's
Oh,
amazing.
she's
My
the best
God.
one.
Batman
By far.
Returns. I fuck with.
You don't fuck with Batman,
More
but you
than
fuck.
89, yeah.
That's
Batman
okay.
Returns, is that the
I
one
feel
that
like
had
that was the
what's his
Penguin
face in
one.
it?
Danny
But
DeVito.
also
Christopher Walken.
Christopher
fine.
Walken.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne. Why?
Which
you dressed
again,
as
it also-
Batman?
What an interesting
Because it
role
is
to
Batman,
like,
you
put in there.
idiot.
I think he did it as
Batman.
Marconi,
Bye.
right?
Boom.
I need to rewatch those movies.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
no, he was
actually
Max
have
Shrek.
to.
Max-
Not Marconi.
No, he was Max. He played Max Shrek. It's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Bruce Wayne.
The winking.
The winking,
Yeah.
it's like-
I don't even think it's winking. I think at that point
Yeah,
it's
it's
blinking because he's
twitching,
doing
right?
both.
It
the
is.
time.
It's walking. It just
Yeah, so
comes out.
Edward
Is
Norton.
89 Batman on
Edward Norton,
Netflix?
yeah.
You know?
It is. No, it's on HBO right now. I
Okay.
don't think
Oh, HBO.
And HBO has all the Batmans.
Cool.
Batmans.
Batman's.
I think it would be hard for Edward Norton to play the like cool suave guy.
He could
'cause
jack,
I've-
though.
I could see him.
He
get
could
Oh no,
jack.
he could. He could be
Yeah.
suave.
I've never seen him in a role where he plays that, but like I believe in Edward Norton so much that I know that he could kill it.
But see, I like that
We love
because
you,
then
Edward
you
Norton.
don't have two people on screen that are kind of the similar. Like right now, we're basically trying to come up with an analog, or at least in my brain, I'm like, I'm going to try to come up with an analog for Henry Cavill, like who would be like Henry Cavill because they're kind of the same person, right? I like Ed Norton because he would be totally different on
Oh,
screen.
yeah, that's
they would have a
interesting.
way different dynamic.
See, Edward Norton or anybody of that ilk, when I'm talking about a very lean physique, I could see being the super. Like you'd have some awesome shit of him with the flashlight in his mouth, like digging around, like like noir detective real work. You know what I mean? And not being able to engage, which is like kind of fun, weird because I feel like Bale was like just a middle of the, and this isn't an insult, a middle of the road Batman where he wasn't super lean, but he wasn't super buff. He was
Right.
cut. Don't get me wrong, and he looked great. And for the first two movies, the fight scenes looked awesome. And then Ben Affleck's Batman, right? Like,
know
shut
what
up.
you are.
He's like huge and he's doing the video game takedowns and all this
Right.
awesome shit we've
Right.
never seen before. But to have a Batman who would be more like,
Stealthy.
like fucking think of it, Ed Norton Batman would be like Batman Noir doing this, a real basic suit on him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then he'd be the Batman from like the opening of the animated series
Mm-hmm.
where he's dodging fists rather than engaging. Rather, his fighting style isn't getting up. It isn't getting up and beating you.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't Bale's like hanging above you and doing something. It's letting you make all the mistakes and then fucking one punch and knocking you out.
Or and he sleeps in the
Block,
shadows. And
block.
he's very much about the
Dick punch.
subterfuge.
Punch the dick.
Block, dick punch.
Dick
the
punch,
dick.
man. The most effective.
what was your
punches.
wild card?
I got two wild cards. I'm going to throw these out at you guys right now because I think that it'd be fucking awesome to see either of these guys don the cape and cowl. Idris Elba.
Oh,
So another example of these are just people that you would put in any role.
That's true. That's true. You would put him in most roles.
But I would love to see, like, it would be fascinating to see a black Batman, like to see Idris Elba, this giant hulking of a man, because like we always think of Bruce Wayne as white, but there's nothing necessarily in his past that dictates that he has to be a Caucasian male, right?
See, if we were to choose an African American,
I'm saying open it up.
man as Batman,
Oh, only
I want
Americans?
See, yeah, specifically. This is where like I already know who I'm choosing. So
Go.
Will Smith. I want to see him do it because he's
makes a
got yeah, he's got the cool suave and he can play the like scary guy. So man, like
He could be.
That
I
would
would
get
really be
interesting
excited.
in the universe.
Flashpoint.
Well, I mean, let's be perfectly
Yeah,
honest.
Floyd Lawton is now Batman. Flashpoint.
Do we really feel like we're going to see a lot of Floyd Lawton in the rest of the, like, was that okay?
I mean,
I'm also going to give a shout out to our boy, The Rock, who I think could play Batman. I think he could.
this is just a list of let's put people we like in
Yeah.
movies.
Okay. And
Don't
then-
get me wrong,
I
my
mean,
fun
we
movies.
talk about the people that we like are excited to see in movies and stuff. So that makes sense
Right.
that we're throwing
Well, The
all
Rock,
the people
The
that we
Rock
care
actually
about.
is my wacky choice. 'Cause
BT
seeing The Rock-
Dubs branch for a second.
the
How was Ballers episode 1? Don't spoil it.
Great.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it tonight.
Idris Elba in that Dark Tower movie
Looks awesome.
Looks fucking awesome.
bad
But it's like,
motherfucker.
I feel like that's what I want from Idris
Such an
Elba.
interesting looking movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But where it's like a role where it's like, I mean, I'm sure there's many people that are huge fans. I know there are. I'm not. I don't fucking know anything about that. So I see this.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm like,
like,
Supposedly,
Idris Elba
supposedly the book's amazing.
is now making this character for me. Like, I'm going to think of this character as.
Oh,
the
you mean
gunslinger
you're
or
not a
whatever.
huge fan of Dark Tower?
I just don't know what it is.
I'm not familiar with it that much. I thought you meant Idris Elba. You're not a fan of him.
Oh, who the fuck's not a
He's
fan
a
of
bad
Idris Elba?
motherfucker. Yeah, he's a bad motherfucker.
No, he's like perfect.
So The Rock is probably my wild card, like or my zany pick. I would be like putting The Rock in as Batman is completely absurd.
Of course,
Yeah.
it is very absurd. Do you remember? Can I continue on the
Yeah,
Rock
go
train?
for it.
Do you remember the first time the Rock hosted SNL? Because it's a huge
No.
moment for me and my WWE brethren because
Tutu?
he was there. No, that wasn't that one. But he did a sketch where he was Clark Kent, but Superman, you know what I mean, or whatever. And so it's him at the Daily Planet typing, and he's in this way too small dress shirt and tie, and like you can see the Superman thing, and like everyone's fucking with him because everyone's like, "You're obviously Superman." And so everybody's like making comments on Superman, he's like defending him or whatever. It'd be the exact same thing of like Batman's fucking huge Samoan, and then Bruce Wayne shows up in parties like a scrape. There he's like, "I noticed you have a fucking arm tattoo," just like when Batman's outfit got ripped away.
That is fair. That is fair. My last pick, just going younger, is an actor that I love and I want to see him do more stuff. Is Nicholas Holt. Are you familiar with this guy?
Is this a real one?
He's a real. This would be kind of like a throw in there. He's very young right now. He looks
Let me
very
see what
young.
he looks like.
He's the guy. He plays
Oh,
the
he's
young.
Beast.
He plays
He's
young
Beast.
Beast in.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, I didn't realize.
Okay,
I didn't.
yeah, the
I didn't,
UK guy.
I didn't think he'd be a valid choice until I realized that he was 6'3". So I feel like if you can get him
Oh,
jacked
wow,
with
yeah.
this baby face, he'd be a good looking.
It's crazy what studios can do to actors' bodies with enough money and time.
like tell me that's not a great Bruce Wayne, right?
Yeah,
there.
that's a good
That's a
one.
phenomenal.
fucking-
Yeah.
We're looking at
Ooh,
search
I just got a good
Nicholas
crazy one.
Holt
I'm
GQ
excited.
and you'll
I
find
should write it
his-
down.
There you go.
I'm gonna write it down.
There you go.
Just say it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna do my crazy one.
All right, give me your crazy.
I'd really like to see Jude Law
Okay.
play the role because I think his over the top. I'm a huge fan of Jude Law in the same way that I am with Edward
love
Norton.
Jude Law.
I love Jude Law. I think the only person in the world that watched New Pope or Young Pope.
You're not the only person, but there's a handful of y'all.
I
Can go to like a small support group
want you
meeting
to
at
watch.
Starbucks.
I really want you to watch it because I think that like the way it's shot, every shot I look at in that thing, I'm like, oh my god,
No,
it's
it's awesome.
beautiful.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Diane Keaton's in it.
I just
Oh.
think that he'd be so kooky.
Yeah.
You know, he'd make a
When
great.
I think
crazy-
Batman, I think kooky.
Hey, he said
Yeah.
this is
Well,
the, this is the fun
but
one.
what I'm saying is like he could play the like playboy aspect really well, and he also plays the like, crazy psychopath, like super serious, like I'm super determined role also really well. But Jude Law, I feel like doesn't look anywhere near the right like.
no,
aesthetic for it.
No, he's probably a little too small
Yeah.
for it. But again, Ed Norton, he could fit in that. There are lots of different types of Batman.
And then my like second pick for the crazy one is I'd really like to see, and we're talking about Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson playing Batman, which I know is crazy because.
as old Batman.
Yeah, as old
Oh,
Batman.
old Bruce
Okay, I was like,
Wayne.
And then
Oh.
the actor who I can't remember his name right now from Baby Driver being
The lead of Baby
Yeah.
Driver being Terry McGinnis.
Yep.
That's hot.
Ansel.
Yeah, that's real hot.
I could
too.
see that duo being really fucking cool.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Did we go through everyone's picks already?
No, we haven't
I-
done.
we're
We
just
haven't
waiting
done
for
crazy.
Tim.
What's your
What's your
crazy,
crazy
one?
pick?
What's your
Mark
fun
Wahlberg.
one?
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
was-
right.
Oh, I thought that was your
Sorry.
wild card.
Oh.
I didn't define these very
Yeah,
well.
no.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
What's the difference between crazy and wild card?
Crazy's yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, for what I had written down in the fun, and then the one I really want, and then wild card. And so for fun, which is it'll never happen, it's stupid. I put Michael Cera. I mean, I don't want that to happen, but I mean that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, Donald
I was
Glover.
thinking Seth Rogen earlier.
Well, he already got to be Green Hornet, right?
He did.
Yeah,
That was a
did.
movie.
No, I mean I didn't think that movie was that bad, and I thought like
I mean,
his
it's not
character.
that bad.
It's so funny how similar his character is to Bruce Wayne.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That aspect of it, not
yeah.
the Batman, because he wasn't taking it serious. And thank
Yeah.
God for Keto. What's the other guy's name? Keto.
Kato.
Kato. That's it.
Oh yeah.
He saves his life
Sure,
every time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you do your crazies?
I think so. I think my Rock's the craziest one.
Okay, cool. They got looped together at their end.
They
that
did.
last
We just
part.
started throwing out actors'
fine.
names.
Originally, for the crazy, I was going to say Joe Pesci.
That would be crazy.
Kevin Spacey.
That would be crazy. Oh yeah.
nailed
Oh
it.
shit! Kevin Spacey
Oh,
is an
as
old,
old
yeah.
Batman.
That would be really cool. God, Kevin
Okay.
Spacey, another actor.
Does the-
I love Kevin
Fucking
Spacey.
phenomenal, yeah.
I just believe.
Did you ever watch Beyond the Sea?
No, I did not.
You gotta go. Well, go watch Beyond the Sea.
Oh, that's the
It's
it's a biopic, right?
Yeah, about well, it's him and
Holiday?
Kate Bosworth, and it's Bobby Darin.
Bobby Darin.
Yeah, and goddamn, that turned me around in Kate Bosworth. Because Superman Returns, she burned a lot of goodwill with me.
You did not like her after
And
that.
Kate
that's
Bosworth,
for sure.
she did turn it around. Tim, what's your topic?
My topic is a very sad topic. It is a big departure from what we were just talking about. But I want to talk about Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, who died last week, killed himself. He was found dead in his home on Thursday. By suicide, by hanging. Bennington leaves behind 6 children from 2 marriages. He struggled with drug and alcohol addiction and previously talked about suicide as the result of childhood trauma and abuse. The news of his death came on the same day that the band debuted a new music video for their latest single off their new album that just came out. Today, as of recording this, Linkin Park put out their official statement on it. They said, "Dear Chester, our hearts are broken. The shockwave of grief and denial are still sweeping through our families as we come to grips with what has happened. You touched so many lives, maybe even more than you realized. In the past few days, we've seen an outpouring of love and support, both public and private, from around the world. To Linda and the family appreciate it and want the world to know that you are the best husband, son, and father. The family will never be whole without you. Talking with you about years ahead together, your excitement was infectious. Your absence leaves a void that can never be filled. A boisterous, funny, ambitious, creative, kind, generous voice in the room is missing. We're trying to remind ourselves that the demons who took you away from us were always part of the deal. After all, it was the way you sang about those demons that made everyone fall in love with you in the first place. You fearlessly put them on display, and in doing so, brought us together and taught us to be more human. You had the biggest heart and managed to wear it on your sleeve. Our love for making and performing music is inextinguishable. While we don't know what path our future may take, we know that each of our lives was made better by you. Thank you for that gift. We love you and miss you so much until we see you again." Linkin Park. And then you can visit chester.linkinpark.com. And it's like a whole thing where people can post memories or, things and kind of just be there and see different fan outpouring. And it's like, there's a lot of resources too as well for suicide prevention and things like that. I guess my topic is celebrity deaths and how they affect you. And if you've ever been affected by one or by them differently, I feel like we've talked about this before with Robin Williams. I think was the last time that this came up. But, having it, like, dealing with this this weekend, it really made me realize, like, how much this affected me. And it's like, I wouldn't necessarily think it does. I was a huge Linkin Park fan. I mean, I would still say I am a huge Linkin Park fan. But of course, it's the same story so many people have, that I grew up with them. Linkin Park was my first, the first artist that I chose to listen to. It wasn't my mom and dad listening to Rolling Stones or like the radio playing or Disney Channel, whatever, playing boy bands and Britney Spears.
You sought this out.
I was like, oh, I want this. I like this.
Yeah.
And I was so into it. And then as I grew up with it, and once Reanimation came out, that is what really introduced me to underground hip hop and all that. And it really shaped the music I listen to now and who I am today and all that. So Linkin Park's very important to me. But then, they grew up and they went different direction than I necessarily liked musically. And I'd keep coming back every once in a while. But it's undeniable the impact that they have had on me and how well I know it's like, this is a band that I can name the people in the group. It's like where I did have I watched the behind the scenes DVDs of their albums and stuff. And even though it's 20 years later after all this happening, like, this hit me while I was editing Kind of Funny Live. And I had to stop for a while and just be like, holy shit. And I just couldn't believe it. And it's just like so overwhelming where there's so many emotions where I'm like, how could this happen? It just feels so wrong that anybody would want to take their life like this. But it feels even more real that it's somebody that I think a lot of people look up to in that way. And I don't know, like, have you guys, do you have any relationship to Linkin Park at all?
Not me, no.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the band. I'm familiar with some of their hits, but to me, they were never something that I was
Hybrid Theory was a
super
big
invested
deal for me in high school. I remember it was an album that a girl space friend gave to me that we, what I mean? Like, we'd been hanging out and we'd watch MTV and TRL and hang out with our group of friends, and that would come on. And I remember that was a gift she gave to me, was Hybrid Theory. And I remember that being an album everybody had and everybody knew the words to, what I mean? Like, crawling, like, everyone knew all the words to that entire fucking thing. And so, like, that was my connection to them, right? And it's like, it's funny when I remember, we bring up so many things on this show all the time that either we're too old for or you're too young for. And when Linkin Park came up once, I was like, oh, the first time years ago, I was like, oh, you guys won't know who they are. And you're like, oh no, I have all these memories and all these, and it's like, it's weird because that debut album was, I think, it for me. And I'm sure maybe on the follow-up album, there was something that I enjoyed or whatever.
The Meteora, their second. I mean, Hybrid Theory is of course the one that everybody knows. Everyone remembers. That had Crawling, that had In the End, that had One Step Closer.
Yeah.
But then Meteora was really when they like hit on the mainstream level of just like, oh shit, they did it again. They're not a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
And they kind of perfected that new metal sound. And almost every single song on the second album was a single, like a top 10 successful
What are a couple
single. Faint, Somewhere I Belong, Breaking the Habit is the biggest
Sounds
one.
familiar.
Numb. If you heard them, you would
I'm sure,
definitely know.
Give me a few bars. Come on.
No, I'm not a good singer. I'm not good to sing like that.
Spoken word lyrics. Give me something. I'll pick up if I know it.
Well, then eventually, like they also did the Jay-Z crossover with a Collision Course, and a lot of the songs on that were from Meteora as well. But yeah, those two albums were probably the most important. I mean, they are the most important Linkin Park albums.
Yeah.
And in between them was Reanimation, which was the remix album.
Okay.
And then it wasn't until in 2007, I want to say, they put out Minutes to Midnight.
Gotcha.
And that was the moment where they grew up. And there was only like 2 rap verses on the whole album, and it was a lot more rock. That was when Transformers came out and they did the What I've Done, which was the Transformers theme song for the first movie. They did the theme song for like 3 of the movies.
See, it's one of those that to me, like after they went away and like I just didn't know anything about what was happening, so I assumed that they were gone. And then
Well, they never went away.
And exactly, you'd run in and be like, no, everything they've done has actually been successful. And this is happening.
And that's, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's been 7 albums, and that's not including their live albums. That's not including the remix albums that happened in between. And every album has had hits. Every album has had songs that defined a group of teenagers growing up, you know. And I think that that's what's important about this band. Recently, Roger Pokorny put out a video talking about how Linkin Park is this generation's U2. And in the video, he makes it very clear. He's like, he's not talking sonically. He's not talking about the sound of the music or whatever. He's talking about how they've changed and adapted and what they mean to so many different generations of kids growing up. And it's heartbreaking that, and Linkin Park says in this letter, but that so much of their music, I mean, Linkin Park is hand in hand when people think of rap rock, but it's also hand in hand when people think of things like Hot Topic and when people think of things like just emo.
Yeah,
emo is
very
definitely what it is.
define sort of an era.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I'm getting the dates right, but I mean like late 90s to mid 2000s, like that style of everything is Linkin Park in a nutshell to me.
Hybrid Theory, the first album came out in 2000 as Linkin Park.
Right.
And that was when Chester was with them.
Right.
Before then, they were called Zero, and that they were way more rap focused at that point.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, like I remember hearing that sound, and I didn't like it at first. It's not my favorite type of music, which I know is hilarious because every time we used to bring this up, people were like, "But you're a huge fan of Rage Against the Machine, and it's pretty much the exact same style." And I'm like, no,
Like, shit.
they have deeper funk roots, but they literally, I mean, like it's undeniable that when you think of that era of music and pop culture, they help define that for sure. And I think one of the reasons why I didn't like them was because it was such a departure from what I was used to. Like I was never hugely into rap, and so to have them, well, I guess that's not fair to say. I guess I liked rap, I liked rock, but to hear that fusion of the styles, I think there's just some part of me that was like, I don't know, man, I can't deal with this. But the fact that they had such a big impact on pop culture means that it was resonating with a lot of people.
Yeah,
100%.
it definitely did. And to go even further with it, like we're talking about Linkin Park, not just Chester. Like Mike Shinoda specifically, I think to me was so.
And help me out. Sidebar. Mike Shinoda. I don't know. I knew that name from hanging out with you in connection to Linkin Park.
Mike Shinoda?
What does he do with Linkin Park?
Mike Shinoda.
Because I would have told, if you would have said like, oh, I would have been like, oh, he's the lead singer because Tim always talks about him and I know his name.
Yeah, he is.
So who's Chester?
So they're both. They're both the lead singers. But Chester is the lead singer. Shinoda's the lead rapper. Nowadays, everyone does a little bit of everything.
So
right?
then,
But in the end-
in Chester would be, I felt this way before, so
Crawling
insecure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
And then that's Shinoda.
Nope, those are
Shinoda's
both
was like
Chester.
sometimes I don't know how it doesn't really happen if it's all time. That's
Yeah, okay,
Shinoda,
okay.
right?
The words are wrong, but
Sorry, I
exactly.
apologize.
Yeah. But that's Mike Shinoda.
Okay.
But Mike
Somehow
Shinoda
I don't know
made
why.
it made rap accessible to a whole different group of people, and I think that it really influenced that again, like I was saying, the underground rap sound and like white people rap really is what it is.
It is white people.
And that kind of like eases people into then getting into real rap or whatever the fuck, right? And I'm using a lot of terms that are going to offend a lot of people, but it is what the fuck it is.
I mean, as
someone growing up with it, that's how that was.
As a kid in the suburb of Chicago, I remember when the kids I'd grown up with, but we're no longer friends with, were walking down the street rapping Snoop Dogg. And we were all like, well, what the fuck? What a bunch of weirdos. What a bunch of, you know what I mean? Like, that's not how this works. And then when Linkin Park comes around, everybody's rapping, everybody just raps.
But so
I'm with
that's
you.
what's interesting to me about it, though, is because it's not like it was talking about my experience. The fact that they were just rapping about feelings and singing about feelings. But really, for me, it was the gateway drug was the rap part of it, was rapping about feelings where I'm like, even though I don't share these feelings, I feel like this is real. Like, I feel like somebody's like really pouring their heart into this. And when I'd hear songs like Breaking the Habit, which was just Chester, and it's about addiction and it's about breaking the habit, like, it resonated with me even though it wasn't my life, you know?
Sure.
And it got me into a thing and put me in a headspace that I'd never been in before. And to me, that really made me love all of what they did, not just the rap stuff that originally kind of got me into it. And the next level of it, though, is that Chester, his voice is going to go down in history as one of the most identifiable singers of all time. Like, he owns the screaming, but it's still music, right? Because so many metal bands and stuff, it's just fucking screaming, and we could hear this and be like, oh my God, I don't like this. The way Chester did it was... it sounded beautiful even when it was screaming.
Freddie Mercury owns the screaming with like.
That is different though. That's still he was singing with passion.
Like, there's a different thing there. There's a different vibe.
They're both
with
I don't know.
iconic in
They're
their own
like.
rights.
It doesn't matter. Let's move
No,
on.
but you're right though. Like,
Because Freddie
let's
Mercury
move on.
has
I'm
some
gonna
like.
fight.
Just like not like yells or like tones that he hits that like, oh my God, are incredible. But
what you're saying
Yeah.
is exactly what my point is, which is no, I would put Freddie Mercury and Chester on the same level of what they did is wholly unique.
Yeah.
You can't say someone else does that.
Fair. I think that's a fair point.
So for me and Linkin Park, I only knew Linkin Park from like the CDs that you would burn for me, and that I would listen on like my rides on the bus to like school or wherever I was going, and like those songs were awesome because it was like your little. Like, these are the cool songs.
Mixtape.
Yeah,
Here's
exactly.
great
Yeah,
Linkin Park
mixtapes.
stuff, yeah.
But when I found out that he had died, I like, if you listen to the morning show episode, because like on there I read someone's comment, I like audibly gasp because I'm thinking about, oh my God, what is Tim gonna think about this?
Yeah, and it's funny. It immediately hits me. I was like, what's my brother gonna think about
Yeah.
this? And it's just like all of it. It's such it's a community. It's a family. And it makes me think on a much smaller way. Like, what if one of us were to die? Like, what would that do to
joke.
our community? You know? And I think that it's like, obviously that's a much smaller scale and it's much different. But seeing the Facebook groups, the Linkin Park group, just being on Twitter, seeing my Twitter feed of all the people I follow from different places all over the world, different ages, and so many people sharing a connection and, you know, some type of memory and how much is affecting. I'm like, holy shit, like we're at an age where this is just going to start happening more and more with people that we view as iconic. Because now, I mean, it happens all the time, like David Bowie and stuff, but like, I didn't grow up with David Bowie. I grew up knowing David Bowie's a legend, you know? But it's like, when I start thinking about contemporary people dying, it's just like, and like Robin Williams, I think, was like the first one for me where I'm like, him dying hit me. Like, it really
I was
hurt.
on the same boat. Like, Robin Williams dying was like, holy shit, there's not going to be any more movies or anything with Robin Williams in it. Like, that's crazy. Because, granted, by the end, we weren't getting too much, but it was one of those things where it's like, what if there's another Aladdin movie? You know, I mean, it's like, damn, like that character is gone. Like, great, they're making a live action one. It's going to be someone else. Will Smith, which is a very interesting. We'll see how that all pans out. But like, it's just Robin Williams is gone. You know.
I mean, and that is horrifying. And I think the saddest thing between the two of them is both were by their own hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's what makes this story hurt me so much more. Is growing up listening to his stories that I didn't relate to, but I was like feeling, and for him to then act on it, it's like it almost feels like we lost.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing though, because like like they said in that letter, you know, and this is something that people have to really kind of like struggle with, is that a large part of the reason why everyone liked him so much was because he was able to tap into that thing that destroyed him.
Because he was fucked up.
Yeah, and it's same with Robin Williams. Like a lot of people, you remember Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin and as this guy that everyone was there, but I mean, a lot of people remember him from the late 70s, early 80s, where he was running around spastically on stage on cocaine and like
I was a big
going
fan of his
fucking
stand-up.
crazy, right? And like people used to see, like I live in the marina, and like people used to see him all the time going to AA there. So it was like, this is a guy who took all of that fucked up, like that sadness and that depression or whatever else he was feeding off of, and channeled it into stand-up and into his comedy. And it sucks because I'm not saying that everyone's complicit in this, but we look to these celebrities and go, give us more of this thing we love, but then we don't really necessarily want to hear about them, like the dark side of them. And then we like if something happens where like one of them has a problem and is running down the street, you know, naked or something like that, everyone's like, oh, what a fuck up, right? But we don't realize
Martin Lawrence
those
is
things
crazy. Dave Chappelle's crazy.
Right, Dave Chappelle's crazy. Martin Lawrence is a perfect example, right? Martin Lawrence was.
I ordered more ice.
Oh, thank you. Good. I thought that was what you're doing. Martin Lawrence. Not a lot. You know, everyone knows Martin Lawrence now, and I think Martin Lawrence has largely is fine now. But like, you know, back in the day when all that shit happened with him, people were like, "Oh, that's hilarious. It's funny to make fun of Martin Lawrence."
I mean, Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Hey, she shaved off her head and tacked the thing with an umbrella. Cool. Let's all take
make
photos
fun
and
of her.
laugh at it.
Let's fuck with her, right? And it sucks because that it's just a shitty fan thing to do to someone that like. I wouldn't want, like, if I were going through crisis, and I know there's a lot of great best friends out there, right? And I've shared some of the stuff that I've dealt with in my past. Everyone's been super supportive, so I don't understand why that can't be the same for everyone. What is that about the human spirit that you just kind of like seeing someone?
Well, this is
fuck
back
up,
to the
right?
topic I brought up a couple weeks ago of like,
Yeah.
why do we exist to tear each other down?
I don't know.
Yeah,
And I mean, crazy.
More than that too. Like so Linkin Park makes this music, and their last couple albums. I mean, there's been a large amount of variation in all of them and their sound and what they do, but there was some songs on albums that were happier than a lot of what they did. And what's the fan response?
Oh, really?
Like, I don't want this. I don't want this.
Yeah, stay dark,
like
stay dark.
do what you used to. And granted, with Linkin Park, I think it's even more extreme because there's so many people that grew up in my era of listening, whatever age they were, but like listening to Hybrid Theory and Meteora. And once they went to Minutes at Midnight, like all of us were like, we don't want this. Like, make that shit. But now, Minutes to Midnight's one of my favorite Linkin Park albums when I think back on it, where I'm like, oh shit, no, they actually evolved what they were doing. And it's like, I don't really want them to do that now. If Eminem were to put out Slim Shady LP now, it'd be like, that's kind of
You have to grow with the
fucked
times,
up.
right?
It's like you need to evolve, you need to
Yeah.
grow, and like they really did that. And it's scary to think that that Chester was rewarded by fans for being sad. You know?
Well, yes, but also you have to remember that was probably his outlet, right? That was probably his way of dealing with it all, was to write it down and to share it with people through music, right? Like a lot of people talk about in stand-up, a lot of comedians talk about like, you know, their depression and things like that, and you might think it's a joke, but it's rooted in reality. It's a lot for a lot of people, especially stand-ups, like getting up on stage and saying and admitting these horrible things that you're feeling, but framing it in such a way that it's comedy is cathartic and it's therapeutic. And I think the same goes for musicians. It's just, I think there's just a general part of the population, and unfortunately maybe it's just the younger people that don't get that, and they're like, oh, these guys are just talking about fucking, you know, all this cool stuff that's not really real, and then this person goes and kills themselves. They're like, oh, I don't know, why did that happen? And it's like, dude, it happened because the guy was troubled, man. I mean, it's fucked up.
But the more disturbing side of it, and I think this is the most important takeaway of this, is I know how I was a fan of Linkin Park, how I am a fan of Linkin Park. And I know that I didn't relate on a way where I'm like, oh, this makes me emotional and I'm unstable in any of these ways or whatever. I do know there's a lot of people out there that relate to this, that hear Breaking the Habit and relate to that, hear Crawling and relate to it. And it's so scary to me that someone that they look up to would decide to do this. Because what does that do to them?
Yeah.
And like, what does that do when they're looking at like, oh man, like even he couldn't deal with this.
He's
right?
expressing all these things that I also struggle with,
Yeah.
and he has millions of dollars, millions of fans, millions of whatever.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
how
I mean,
how am I
and
gonna
I mean,
possibly
again,
deal
this
with
is such a
Yeah.
shitty, horrible thing. But like the day he did this, they released the new music video, and if you watch it, the music video is a behind-the-scenes tour video, which is just all them hanging out, having fun on tour, and it's heartbreaking to see. Where it's like, how can somebody be so happy and still do this. And like, that is just humanity. That is life.
Yeah.
And that life has its ups, life has its downs. And it's just, I not to be preachy, but like, really, if you need help, go to any type of thing. There's
Greg,
people
I
out
need you
there.
to put a link right here. So take note of the time.
Yeah, my
There's
hope is
places
that
to go.
You know, my hope is that because you always hear when like in high schools and things like that, when there's a suicide, that there are people that there's always like other people
Crisis
that
counsel.
decide to do that as well.
Yeah.
My hope with this is that it starts a discussion about that, right? And the stigmatization of mental health in this country is just ridiculous. It's stupid that people.
I
can't
do
talk
feel like
about
it's
this
falling
stuff.
away to an extent. It's getting better every day, I should say. It's not falling away.
I think it is, and I think it's because a lot more. I think largely because of the internet, because people can go out there and
Sure.
say, "Hey,
I'm
feeling
not alone. I
I'm feeling
could-
this way," and other people are like, "You know what? I feel that way too sometimes." And I think that's very powerful. But my hope is that if if there's a younger person out there that sees this, their first instinct would be to talk to someone about it and be like, "Hey, why did he do that?" And understanding like there's also a level of catharsis in knowing that someone who did have it all was still struggling with that stuff and couldn't do it. And I know that sounds kind of almost counterintuitive, but knowing that there's someone out there that still struggle with it can give you a little bit more, can give you a little more strength to deal with it on your own. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Real quick, like the first person that I ever knew that that I was excited as an actor, and then I looked into it and was like, oh, he died, was Chris Farley.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those
There's
things
a-
where it's like his character was so happy.
Yeah.
And
Well, he didn't kill himself though. He OD'd.
No, I know he like, but
He
at
went
the
out
same
having a lot
time,
of fun.
when you read about his life or watch documentaries about his life,
Yeah.
he was not someone who was well. Like he was
No,
not
he
happy,
had some
and
issues.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I think that the most important thing is like suicide. Like it's such a silent killer. Like where in the sense that like people don't talk about it because they're ashamed, and it's like it's so important to reach out and make like if you're feeling bad, alone, whatever it is, just like talk to people. There are resources for you. And like anytime we like get any tweets of people telling us that like we help them walk away from that, God, it warms my heart.
Absolutely.
It makes me feel so proud.
I feel
Yeah.
bad. I shouldn't have said he went out having a lot of fun. That was a bad joke. That was a terrible thing.
I mean,
to say.
right that night, what he was with the prostitute and
I don't know. I mean,
a lot of drugs.
that level of behavior wasn't
Yeah.
the party. That
No,
was
it's
because he
definitely
had
not
some
good.
issues.
And the last thing I want to say about this is I'll never forget Eddie Guerrero. I think that was the other
So we're st-
celebrity.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Because Eddie didn't kill himself either.
No, did not.
Right,
I'm
right,
sorry.
right.
I'm just talking about celebrity deaths.
I know.
That affect me.
That's
Yeah.
what we talked
Like-
about earlier on as being the topic, but we got
Yeah.
off it. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Just I'll never forget it. Like when it happened, like I was depressed. Like it meant so much. Like with my brother, like the raw the day
Yeah.
after,
God.
with the Johnny Cash music playing and everyone just there crying and like it was real. It was like
How did he die?
His body
Overdose?
gave out.
His heart
No,
gave
his
out,
heart
yeah.
gave out. I mean, it's
yeah, like in a hotel. It wasn't a bad story. I mean,
Well,
just
I mean,
the argument is that because
Don't
of
do it.
exactly
years of
earlier on and
steroids and
exactly,
whatever.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
God, what a performer though.
But yeah, what
Eddie's
a
amazing.
fucking amazing performer. And in that year too, like that he was at the top of his fucking
Sure.
game. And when that happened, it was just so heartbreaking. And again, it just makes everything feel real. Life is very fragile. Life is short. You just need to own it as much as possible. And man, it's just such a bummer that death is a thing, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, how exciting is it that like Eddie Guerrero will live on the matches that he had, those moments that like you'll remember forever. Like it's crazy. Like in your heart and mind, like he'll live on.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
for sure.
Sure,
And
it's
through
just
his
a-
family
yeah.
too. Like
Exactly. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
right,
just
of
that thing
course.
of like, when they've taken before their time, if that
Yeah.
exists. You know what I mean? Like Eddie Guerrero's still wrestling in his prime, doing all this different stuff, right?
I mean, that year he won the title for the first time.
right,
Yeah.
right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if we're dialing back to the original thing of like celebrity deaths that affect you, like Owen Hart, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget. That was the first pay-per-view I had missed in 18 months. It was some stupid streak I had been on, but literally that Backlash card just did not, or Over the Edge, didn't look good at all in terms of like, I'm not going to do that. And I remember being at my computer working and I had home working, and on the back it was the local news and like a wrestler died, and I was like, what? And I turned around thinking it was like some dark match, something, and it was Owen. And I was like, what? Because Owen was my boy. Like I fucking hated Bret Hart. Like, and I mean, and hated Bret Hart in the way of like wrestling. You know what I mean? Of like, even when he was a face, I was like, this guy sucks. He's not the best there is. The best, you know what I mean? Like, fuck this guy. And so when Owen's whole character was like, I have a chip on my shoulder, I hate my brother, I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Owen's great. And so I have that happen. I was like, what the fuck? And then it was the big one when you said this though, because Eddie reminded me of Owen. The big one for me was Chris Reeves. When Christopher Reeve, I mean, first off, when he got paralyzed, I remember being
Yeah, that
like
was
enraptured,
brutal.
and that was like such a different age of like waiting for the newspaper or the 9 o'clock news to find out is there an update on what's going on with him. And then, because he for Christopher Reeve for me was the first one of like I understood he was an actor and he wasn't Superman, but I'll never forget. And it was a Soap Dish. You remember this fucking movie? I remember that trailer, seeing that trailer at a movie theater, and he was in it, and it was so weird to see him and be like, what? Like, what is, like, I understand, but I've not, what?
He was in a movie also called Noises Off, which my brother had done the play for. It's a play that they made into a movie, famous play. My brother had done it in high school, and I was like, that's great. And that same summer, the movie came out, and I will never forget seeing, like, it's just weird. You're like, because he's so iconically Superman. Like,
exactly,
he'll always just be Superman. And then, yeah, that one hit me hard, too. That was like, because I was a kid when that happened, I think.
No, you weren't.
When
I was driving back to Mizzou when he died.
No, he died.
I'm sorry. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I
When
think
was that? Do you know?
That's got to be late 80s, I think. 'Cause
No, it was 90s.
Was it 90s?
Yeah,
Let me check.
I want to say around 96. Because
it was a
I was a
horse riding accident.
huge fan of those Superman movies, and hearing that
Yeah.
Superman was paralyzed. Fuck.
Man,
Yeah,
so
right.
yeah, for me, I mean,
1995.
95. Got
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me, the top ones that really hit close to home was when John Hughes passed away, because he was young when he passed away, and this was very recent. I think it was like 10 years ago. That was hard for me, not because it was just I'm a huge John Hughes fan. His movies always spoke to me, so I was like, oh, that sucks. Chris Farley was a hard one. The one that was really difficult to swallow, it was actually the only one I can think of where I was like, that can't be real, was Heath Ledger. Like when
Fuck. What a
because
good
it was
actor.
like just, I mean, not that there's ever a good time for someone to pass away, but like, dude, he had just fucking
nailed it.
Like he
Nailed
had
it.
just made it to the next level. Like he,
And that was before we knew what we had with Dark Knight.
dude, like he was gonna be like he got. I mean, obviously he's posthumously nominated for an Academy Award, but I'd like to believe they would have done that anyway.
won.
Like,
He won it. He didn't
He
win
did
it.
win
I
it.
thought he did.
No, he did.
I
Pretty
think
sure he did.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he did.
Well, he
But
deserved
like
it.
that was one of those where you're like, fuck, man, like this guy put the time in. He did all the movies you're supposed to do, and he got this breakout role. I mean, he fucking did First Night, for Christ's sake. That was
he did.
Yeah, he put the time in on that motherfucker. So I don't know, man.
I mean, other ones for me were, of course, Harold Ramis.
Yeah,
That one was
course,
devastating, and to the point where I just didn't talk about it. And then most recently, Adam West. And Adam West was the weird one of. Adam West was the first person on this list of people I had met and worked with and hung out with, and like to meet Adam West, like
Your story about him, like where you're like, hey, we've actually met before, and
he
like,
totally remembered.
later,
Met him
like,
in
yeah,
passing
it's
at a
crazy.
Comic-Con. He came on and did whatever the hell it was he was going to do. Talked to him, and he was amazing. He took photos with us. And then, I think it was the next year at Comic-Con, I hosted the Lego panel, and he totally remembered me off of like 2 seconds of a random press junket that he was doing stuff, and sat me at his table and talked to me and talked to his agent or manager, whoever it was, and was like, and that was one of those few times in my life of like, as it's happening, I was like, this is fucking insane that I'm talking to Adam West right now,
Batman,
and he's
baby.
awesome. And it was one of those that I woke up that morning and saw it, and it was devastating. And then just this weekend, I was reading comics in the park, and I was catching up, and DC did a spread the week after it happened in their comics, and like you hit the one, I was like, oh fuck, that hit me so hard.
The two others I want to name, Carrie Fisher, just because it was so recent, and like Carrie Fisher, like obviously I love her, Princess Leia, and all that, and how much that means to me. But to see how much she meant to so many people and to the age of Twitter and the age of people being able to express their feelings in a way that is very public, like that was super emotional. But for me, Paul Walker, man, like, that is one of those situations. No matter how old I am, I'll be able to remember where I was. Hearing that, being on that text thread with all you guys, and just being like, this is like when people say, "Oh, Kel from Keenan and Kel died." It's like
That was
this is some bullshit, and it's like, no, this can't be real. This can't be real. It's like, fuck, this is starting to sound really real. Well, why is all these sites picking up on
What's
this?
crazy about the two you've just named are, for me too, not on the level for you, but in the way I'll never forget where I was. Because for Paul Walker, I was in Japan with Scott and Cindy and Steimer and Warren Price and Panda Musk. And it was that thing where I opened the phone on Scott's Wi-Fi hotspot, and it just had hit. And I was like, what a fucking stupid, no, go to Snopes, this is going to be fake. And then it was like, no, a lot of people are talking that Paul Walker died in a car accident today. And like I tweeted about it, and like Destin was like, no, this is clearly fake. And like, I don't know. And we went back and forth for a little bit, and like that was real. And then Carrie Fisher was a very similar thing of, I was in Montreal with Jen, and we were driving out to see her family and listening to French radio. And it's literally all gibberish, and I didn't have the internet. Gibberish, and then Carrie Fisher. And I was like, what are they saying? And Jen was like, wait. And she shut me up. She's like, wait, and turned it up and listen. She's just translating on the fly to me of like, they say she is in cardiac arrest and they were landing at LAX. I'm like, holy fucking shit.
The one I'm really scared about, and like when the news announced that his wife died, like I was like, fuck.
Oh, Stanley.
Stanley.
Sorry,
like
jump ahead.
no, it's totally fine. I mean, they've been married for like what?
Forever.
Forever.
I forget how long.
I want to say something absurd like 70 years, and
think
it's
so.
like, God, that's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
like
to
the
me,
fact that Mallrats like had to add a scene where he was talking about not having sex with a bunch of people, and that he was in love. It's
But
just
for me,
beautiful.
like, but to look at Stan Lee and Adam West, those are guys that like I look at them like they were sad. It's always sad. You can mourn the passing of a good artist, but those are guys that lived a very long, very amazing full lives, right? And like those are the guys that I want to be. Like, there's no avoiding death. You can't be sad when someone who's
but,
lived
like,
an amazing life dies
But
in his 80s or 90s.
the thing about it is that this is what I think when I originally thought we were doing this topic that I thought we were going to speak more on to the fact of like how you feel ownership over these deaths.
Sure.
Because it is the thing of like, yeah, fucking Adam West means so much to me, and I have this signed thing from Adam West, and it's on my club. But it's like I don't think of Adam West on the daily.
No.
So
Yeah.
when all of a sudden it's like, bam, like I know you're the exact same way. We're cut from the same cloth. Like when Kevin Smith dies,
Oh my
whether
God,
it's
it's gonna
tomorrow
break my
or in
fucking heart.
40 decades, I'm done. Like I'm devastated.
That's gonna be a hard day for me.
It's hard. I feel kind of like I feel like a little bit of it is I don't know. I struggle with this, right? Because Carrie Fisher, for instance, like had Carrie Fisher died 5 years ago before the new Star Wars before Episode 7 came out, would it have been that big of an impact on people?
100% it would have.
Maybe. But I feel like a lot of it is for a very similar reason why I had a big reaction to Paul Walker dying is because I was like, holy shit, what's going to happen? And this is selfish to say, but my first thought was, what the fuck are they going to do with the series that I love?
Well, again, that's you and the human condition of these people that you feel like you know tangentially. But I mean, like, because I remember we were at IGN when Heath Ledger died, and it literally was like somebody stood up and was like, Heath Ledger's dead. And you're like, what? Where? And you went to the internet and blah, blah. And literally the first thing we all said after like, holy shit, was like, is The Dark Knight done filming? And it wasn't because we're assholes. It's because that's how you know them and consume
Right.
them and deal with it. So it's like we knew this was like, is this the final thing he did? Is this his opus? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, and that's how I process, right? As I think it sucks to say, but like the first thing is like, how is this going to impact the things that I love? And then so like, you know, I don't necessarily. I don't know. It's the same
for the
with Chris
record.
Farley.
I don't, and I want to say this for other people watching. I don't think that's a shitty thing to say. It's I understand that it feels shitty, but like again, that's how you know these
Right.
people.
I mean, they're not friends. They're not personal
Exactly.
people.
How are
I've
you
never
gonna
hung
go-
out with
yeah,
them,
yeah.
man. Like, it's not like one of you guys died.
For me, like thinking about Stan Lee passing away, and like, God, I hope he doesn't pass away anytime soon. Like, but like losing someone that you've been with for so long, there's a tendency for the other person to go as well. I just every time I see him pop up in the Marvel movies, like it lights me up. I'm just so excited.
I remember a news story. I thought, and I say news. I saw a headline somewhere. Didn't they say they filmed like the next 7 Stan Lee cameos?
Yeah, but like
really?
that's awesome. But like, what about
Eventually.
the
I
eighth one?
know.
You
I know.
what mean? Yeah.
I'm
And
with
it's
you.
one
I'm
of
with
those
you. I'm with
things,
you.
Like when that happens and that
I wasn't
will
trying to take
happen-
away from it.
No, yeah,
Because like if
it's
you want to
inevitable.
talk about
Yeah.
something happening, like imagine the first Stan Lee cameo they put in a film after he's gone.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be
That
wild.
theater
Yeah.
will come unglued every fucking showing.
I mean, that's
But like, what an honor to give him. Like,
exactly.
hey, like, you're
100%.
still in
and
it.
that's
You're
why,
still a
like the
watcher.
Paul Walker thing. I mean, fuck, it's such a weird
God,
thing.
yeah,
of
like that ending shot.
movie and real life combining, but like the way that they handled that,
Yeah.
it was artful. It's
It
fucking
was beautiful.
artful.
It was one of those
is.
things in the movie theaters. Like I really was like, dude, thank you.
You know,
you
I'm not-
guys closed that up really nicely.
And that's the thing is like I'm not the Fast and Furious fan on the level you guys
Yeah.
are, but I fucking cried. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean I'm a
Yeah.
big fucking baby, of course, but I mean like I thought that was like so
You
well
do
done.
cry when we run out of
but
cheese.
that's why we love you so much.
I want to drive this into your eye, and then I'll cry about doing it.
You see the blame, like, what did I do?
Nick Fury, no. Kevin,
Oh, I was just gonna ask him for get me a Red Bull.
I was gonna ask what your topic is, but you can,
My topic?
You're,
All right,
you're one of
so-
your talent now. You can order Cool Gregor on like nobody's business.
So my topic, a while back, you guys were like, hey, in August after 2016, we're gonna start looking for a place.
After E3 was the rumor. Yeah, after E3 we'd looking for a place.
I remember the word August coming out.
That's
a
after
lot.
E3, is it
yeah,
not?
Sure.
Touchdown, Greg.
We're gonna
you cry
start
about it,
looking
saddlebags?
for like a real studio. All right. Well,
We're gonna get a real studio. Sorry.
yeah,
we've been drinking.
no. What you guys said was in August we're gonna start looking for a studio, and I was like, no, that's too long. We need to get a studio now
Yeah.
because at the time we were working out of your apartment.
Yeah. Call us too.
And yep. And man, it sucked when everyone came home and it was 6 o'clock and I really felt like I needed to leave.
And you did.
And yeah, that's
You
true.
needed to
I
get the
did.
fuck out. I had to cook.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. And it sucked to work out of there because I felt like that slowed us down.
Sure, 100%.
You know,
Sure.
like I wanted to work till 7, 8.
Never see Paula.
Well, I mean, she's working a busy schedule too, so I didn't feel bad.
Okay.
So I started looking, and I found this place April 2016.
This place right here?
Yeah, we locked it down. I was so excited when I found it. The Craigslist ad, it was right on top. Like in the picture, I could see that's my favorite comic book shop.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to keep that going. It was also 15 minutes away from my house, and it was perfect for me. It worked out for you guys real well.
Sure.
Going into it, we may have had a different vision of what it was going to be. I don't think at any point we like thought that 2.5 years in, we'd have so many people working at the studio.
No, I mean it's crazy because I remember when you found this spot and we like kind of looked at pictures of it at the old place, and then we're like, oh, let's give it a shot.
I legitimately had a panic. I was like, oh God, I have to get the guys to check it out because I know what the spot looks like from the outside. I can imagine how big it is, and I was like, it seems perfect.
Well, that was the thing. You found it. You found it on Craigslist, and then you said you guys were like, "Oh, we're gonna go look to see. Kevin saw this place. We want to go look at it to see what real estate's like right now." And then you're like to me and Colin, like, "Do you guys want to come?" We're like, "Fuck no. We want to fucking hang out in our house. You kidding me?" And then you all came back the next day, like, "We got to take it."
I had been doing research on places 6 months beforehand.
You're such
I had
a
been
piece of
looking
shit.
at
playing us
why
like you played us like a damn fiddle.
It was important, man.
I'm kidding.
I was thinking of the next step. Like I wanted.
But it was that day that we came in. It was just us three, right?
Yep, just the three of us. Yeah.
That we came here and we checked it out, and then we went over to West Portal to get Starbucks. We're like, we're gonna come here all the time.
Yeah.
We've never
been there. But to be fair, there is a Starbucks
Actually,
at the Target.
I go there all the time.
Really?
On the way to work,
Really?
yeah, because I take that route, and sometimes I'll just pop there and pop in.
Well, for the record, I'm amazed we don't walk over there more.
Walk
far.
to West
It is
Portal?
a mile walk.
It is, it's not bad at
oh
all.
my God.
I don't understand why we'd be
It's
like,
like when we walk to Stonestown, it's
Greg,
always a good
bullshit,
idea. and then it's
bullshit.
like a
I've
bad
walked to
idea.
the post office.
No, when do we have 20
Bullshit.
minutes
Stonestown's
to walk
closer.
over somewhere?
I'm telling you, that was the problem today. We need to just budget in. We should put on the calendar every day. Lunch is from 1 o'clock to whatever.
I love the evolution of like our calendar. Good. I'm 100% down to put that in every single day, Monday through Friday for the next 20 years.
Okay, let's do it. Fine.
All right.
Lunch 1 to 2 every day.
Okay.
Well, I take lunch from 1 to 2 every day, except I take it from 12 to 1.
Well, that's the thing is, that's true. Yeah, that's the problem. We got sliding schedules.
The problem is not us. Is that every time we invite you out, you don't want to be cool and be a friend. You're always like,
No, it's literally every time I
Being
finish.
healthier, that's so important.
Every time I finish Kind of Funny Games Daily, I come out there. You're never there.
Yeah.
well, no,
Today,
no,
somebody
no,
asked,
no,
"Where's
no,
Nick?"
don't.
Today,
because
somebody
you
asked,
always
"Where's
put a
Nick?" And
fucking-
Tim's like, "He's in the bathroom." And then you and Andy walk in, bosom buddies.
Because to be fair,
You're always
you
in the bathroom
left me.
too.
You guys.
For the first
no,
time in
stop.
history.
What are you talking?
No.
oh
Jesus
no,
fuck, I'm still drinking it. I don't care.
you guys went to
Are you
lunch
kidding me?
today. It didn't invite me.
That's fair. Well, we left.
You guys,
at-
there's a
I'm old
very
news.
no,
Well,
no,
here's
no,
what,
no.
here's
Don't
what
blame
happened
Nick.
this morning. Here's what happened this morning. I buy these hard-boiled eggs from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, you do.
They're in bags.
Oh my
They
God, I
come
want
like
to eat them every day.
How much they charge?
I think they're like $3 or something like that.
You want me to boil you some eggs?
I was gonna say, Jean-Pierre Saint Ange will gladly sell you some black market hard-boiled
She
eggs.
can hard-boil them for me and peel them for me, and I would love that. But I fucking hate peeling hard-boiled eggs. I don't cook them.
How many are in a bag?
6. So you're basically paying twice as much per egg.
I think
Usually,
it's
I think
$3.
a dozen eggs is usually about $3. So I'm paying twice as much.
A
'cause I
dozen eggs are $3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
usually.
that sounds right. $2.50.
Why do you keep saying that? You keep questioning everything.
Well, originally,
Eggs are $3.
6 eggs were $3 a second ago. Now it's a dozen.
Hard-boiled eggs are $3. A dozen normal eggs are $3 as well. So I am paying twice as much per egg as I would if I were to take them home and hard-boil them myself. Having said that,
I'm on this.
I can't fucking stand when I don't hard-boil them right and I start peeling it out and all I'm left with is the yolk. And I'm like, God damn it. So I found these Trader Joe's eggs.
Jesus Christ! How are you fucking that up so bad?
Because if you don't hard-boil them correctly and they're not old enough eggs, the shell, no matter what, will stick to the outside.
You know what you need is a sous vide machine.
I want this to be a topic in the future.
I love my sous vide
Long
machine.
story short, I bit into one of these eggs. Every like 15th bag I get, the eggs are just raw. They're rancid. And this egg was bad.
Oh my
It
God,
was
it's horrifying.
Because I don't know when it happened. I don't know why, but I bit into it and it squirted rancid juice in my mouth. And I was like,
Can you stop?
"Wow."
I don't need to hear this right now.
I'm not eating this. And so I didn't eat any breakfast this morning. So come 12 o'clock after the morning show, I'm like, I'm ravenous. You know, Andy's so cute.
He is so
He's so cute. I'm like, Andy, you want to go get some lunch? He's like, yeah, okay, sure. I was like, what do you feel like? He's like, I'm not really hungry. I'll go wherever you want to go. So we went to Chipotle.
Yeah,
That's why I left without you.
Would have been really
Sorry.
cool if you had asked everyone else.
What we need to do
they
is look
needed.
I
back
could, but I'm
into-
fucking tired of giving them lunch.
I
Y'all never
know.
fucking pay for
Look
it.
back
so.
into
I'm down to pay for it. I
catering
just
the
assumed
lunch.
you used the company money.
You owe me $500.
We're not that
Oh, you're not-
kind of
okay, good.
startup,
That's not
though.
so-
But we could be.
I
Because
just
last
don't-
time we
It's
did
so
it,
close. It's not even that expensive.
last time we did it, they were like, "You're too small."
We're up there. We hit the
Now
limit.
we got 7, right? That
Yep.
seems like it.
That's enough. That's enough.
Can we get Chipotle to cater?
We are not getting catered
every
here.
day. Yeah, I know. Fuck
It would
that.
be a tremendous waste of food.
It's not that bad.
Food?
I've done the
Food.
math.
Yeah, you have to get
It's
like
not that
5
bad.
trays.
We talked about it. What,
You don't have to get a tray.
The
I've actually
Patreon
looked
people.
into it. As far as we're joking around, like I've actually looked into it. It's not that bad. We can talk off fucking.
Anyways, we moved into the studio. I don't think we've gotten to the topic
Well,
yet.
yeah.
What is
So
the
the
fucking
topic
topic?
is. All right. Well, let me just.
Keep going. No, we're having fun.
7
We're having
people
fun.
working out of
Set
this
the scene.
office.
Let me get a water. Let me know
We've
when the
got
topic
one
comes.
Oh, you're an
bathroom.
asshole.
You don't know the topic? You didn't hear it earlier when I said it? All right, yeah. So 7 people working out of this office, and like,
Hey, real quick, do you think he'll get really mad if I dial his watch an hour ahead?
no, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It'll break his heart. He loves his watch. All right. Focus, boys. So the topic is 7 people, 1 bathroom. It's getting
It's
really,
terrible.
Yeah, it's getting tricky.
And that's why
And
earlier
I
today on the
always-
morning show, I was like, where's the maid? Because on the underside of that
Yep.
toilet, it is not looking
No,
good.
I'm well aware. We've all seen what you've done.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, 100%.
Me.
Oh, 100%. I'm blaming you on that. Anyways, moving forward.
Do you want, I'm giving you more
Yeah,
bourbon.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you. What do you guys want for the next space? Because my
Slide.
gears are turning. Nope, can't get a slide. But like realistically,
hey.
what is
Never
the
say
dream?
no.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
Are we
Never.
never-
I'll
your brain
consider
has a
a slide. It does. Have you been to their offices? Because that
Yeah.
slide is scary looking.
Have you been on the slide?
I've seen it from
I've been on the
outside.
slide.
Oh,
No,
really?
I've been on it, yeah.
Oh, good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
God, what a rock star.
It was fun.
Also, slides
Yeah.
are terrible. No, we don't need to go.
So Nick, the topic is.
what do we want the next studio to look like? What do you want in the next studio?
Because I'm looking into it. I'm thinking
What?
of stuff.
Huh?
Slides are
Greg
awful.
Miller
Is that
just
what
said
you
slides are terrible.
Jesus.
In an office, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
in an office.
Okay,
sure.
here's what's
100%.
gonna happen.
Yeah, people
Thanks,
keep
everybody.
using that
We're gonna
slide to
put the
bring their
slide in.
kids.
It's gonna take up all the fucking space in a room. Y'all are gonna use the slide one time.
Yep.
And then we're never gonna use the slide again.
I've been to
We're not
multiple
asking for a
slide
slide.
offices.
I want that clear.
All right. Second of all, I would use that slide every fucking day.
How many times
And
do
I
you use
would
that
make a
VR chair
scene.
that's sitting in the one and only closet we have?
Oh, fuck! That's
Stop.
a knockout punch
No,
right there.
stop.
That's a knockout punch.
We
I look at that chair
everyone
every
knows-
fucking day. I'm like, I'd love to hang a coat in that.
You just got knocked the fuck out, Kevin.
No. That VR chair someday will live in my home.
How's that barbecue
And I will
doing?
use it every. The barbecue is
All
not
right
my
now.
fucking fault.
How's that barbecue doing?
He's
don't,
done.
Don't do that.
How's that barbecue going, guys?
No,
Hey,
stop.
we barbecue every fucking day.
We used it
Barbecued
for
in
2
6
solid months.
Every
Maybe
week for
more.
2 solid months.
6 months. We
And
haven't
I
used
enjoyed
it.
the shit out of it, but we introduced a new show.
It's collecting dust over there. Does it have propane in it?
Andy,
It
fire up
does.
the grill. We're tossing some Jack's pizzas on it.
on it. That was so good.
That was under the gate.
That's why I hired him. That's why
I'm
I hired
happy
him.
we have Andy.
On a real note,
The
here's what I
barbecue
want.
has been a great addition.
I
agree.
And the
So
next time,
I apologize for talking
Let
shit
me
about the
finish.
barbecue.
The next time we have a party, and this son of a bitch is out there fucking flipping steaks, tossing ribs around, we're gonna fucking be like, good decision.
It's true.
I
The
agree.
barbecue was actually a really good.
Thank you.
I'm just giving you guys shit for that. Unlike
Thank
the
you.
VR chair, which just is.
Stop it. That VR chair someday, when I have a bigger space, will live in my home, and you guys will see way too many
going back
Instagram
to one of
stories
these days.
about how much I fucking
you
love
having
it.
a-
Also,
Yeah.
timestamp this episode, ladies and gentlemen.
What does that mean?
The VR party mode we used will go on in the chair we used.
Yeah.
will go on to be the most successful party mode of all time.
That
Will you stop?
Can you not try? Like the one time where it was an
Into his
accident was
Woodford.
okay, but on purpose.
On a real note, I just want more space. We've already outgrown this space.
Well,
We've
I
got-
don't think we've already outgrown.
Right now we're
pushing
we're
the
perfect.
limits.
We
Yeah.
got space for maybe one more desk,
Yeah.
but then we'll have to ditch the couch.
No,
which
that's
I like.
the thing. We can't ditch the couch. What it will be is a smaller desk for that person, and the couch turned the other
Like
way.
it's like when like Snoopy would have a smaller version of whatever Charlie Brown
doghouse?
had.
not
Yeah.
shorter, small, like less wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my
And
thing is
it'll
like,
work out, 'cause they
I
don't
would
need to be
love
that wide.
a legit conference room where we could all sit around the
Fucking
table.
god
100%.
damn it. Hold on, you're so right.
Yeah.
We need that. We need a
Yeah.
place where we can go and just take
Today,
calls.
was like the first time that I had to experience the hell.
Why did you walk around all over the place? Close the door in the storage room.
Because
we
Nick
were
was
both on the
also
calls.
on the call
And
on
it
a
was
different phone, and I'd
hard
hear
to deal
him
with.
and then hear me, and I was like, "This is my
All right,
hell."
see, that's
So
poor
here's,
decision making
I was going
right
to say,
there.
thank
Yeah.
you. Here you go. The correct answer, and it's going to break your heart a little bit, but stick with me, is that we put a door on the kitchen dining room, and that becomes a conference room.
I'm not against that.
It's not
I'm a
about
big
that.
fan of making
Install a
fake
real
walls.
phone with a speakerphone option, so you're not all on fucking shitty iPhones.
Y'all hated my speakerphone.
You hate
that I
what?
got.
I want to be on a phone. I want to be able to actually hear.
Well, then that wouldn't help you with
conference
Nick.
calls with
Yes,
the fucking
but the problem
conference
is-
thing. Nothing
No,
gets
because he
done.
could be in the storage room
No,
as well.
that's fine as long as people can hear each other on there. The problem
they
is
can't.
that area is inevitably every single time, and this is not anyone's fault. It's just by proximity. Every time I have something important to do, I have a call or something. It happens to be the one time someone has to get ice, or it happens to be
That's
the
why you
one
put a
time
door on it.
Somebody,
no,
but what
we
door?
can
Like,
put
what
a
do you guys-
door and soundproof the shit out of that room. There's possible solutions that I don't
The
think
door-
we need. I see us in a year.
The door would have to open the other way.
Yeah, and that's fine.
It's not possible. There's
No,
a
it
cabinet
is.
in the way.
But you put the
We have to
door
make the table
off.
half
You
the
make
Get
a
it like
small door. You can
you know,
make
like when
whatever
you
the
go to
fuck you want.
you know, like
All doors.
you know, like when you go to a grocery store and they have those
Yeah.
plastic flaps. Walk through those.
I mean, your brother, when we were building the studio out, was like, "Hey, let's put a gate that goes up behind you in my little office to like lock everything down." I was like,
didn't-
"We don't need that."
He didn't want to go up. He wanted to have a gate that just kind of swung open, and then you were like, "No, I want to sit in front of it." And we're like,
if we wait long enough, we can take over the comic shop downstairs. Fire pole down there.
There is already an open
Slide.
spot right next to it where we can have an amazing.
Studio B.
No,
But remember,
not
that was going to be
Studio
a
B.
barber shop. You
That-
told me.
No, yeah, I don't know what happened with that. Like, clearly, it's not happening. I say we make the wings place.
Oh, we buy wings and move wings
Just
in there.
move all the shit over.
Well, you know that right here on Ocean Avenue, the most popping off hot spots.
Yeah, but if it's kind of funny's wing shop, you know.
Dude, we'll put Dinosaur out of business, that's for sure.
Oh no, I love Dinosaur. Don't say that.
We'll put that shitty Chinese food restaurant at the end of the block down out of
Yeah,
business.
fuck that place.
Fuck that.
That,
Gal-
that
whatever
little
it's
walk
called.
that was mean to
Yeah.
Colin that one time, put them out of business.
It's too bad because they're great. I'm so upset that we're never allowed to go there again because they were really good. The variety. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
A lot of the traditions Colin tried to establish, we don't keep. But the one where we say fuck little walk, we are totally down.
Totally down.
No one yells at Colin.
I also, just on a real technical note, I can't wait until we have more space for the actual studio film.
Oh my god.
So
I can't
right
wait
now-
till we can have air conditioning in the studio.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Aeration.
That's gonna be a great one.
I think that we can add that now.
Has anyone successfully nailed that? Because
Air conditioning
any
studios?
studio I've
Yeah,
ever been
no,
in, IGN
no,
studio,
IGN studio,
no, it's
like-
either freezing fucking cold,
Which is what
At
you want.
First,
but that's the thing though. There'd be times where it never warmed up. It was always uncomfortable.
That's what
I
I
really
want.
think
Or
no. I
uncomfortably
think
hot.
that was on a weekend where the air conditioning wasn't on.
That's when it's
No,
too
up at
hot.
noon we used to
Yeah,
bitch
that's
all
what
the
I'm
time.
saying. When it was too hot, I think that
no, it was
You wanna
literally
be
either
cold.
really hot or fucking ice cold in that studio all the
whatever.
time.
There was no middle ground.
I
And the
think that
thermostat just didn't work. You'd be like, "No, I don't know how this is not working. It's not doing what it's supposed
It
to."
just shows Fran's face.
It would
I
just
don't-
beep "fuck you" every time. You're like, this is the worst.
I don't think we're gonna stay in this space long enough to really merit setting up an air conditioning setup. But I think that we can have an external air conditioning setup, like piping in air into like a really large hole. They can spread it out and it's not making noise.
Well, they make
Yeah.
professional air conditioning units that are whisper quiet, and they make them, and the vents are just twice as big as they're supposed to be. All
Yeah,
you
but
need
we
is a
got
vent
Cool
that-
Greg. He can just like take a little fan and block ice.
Cool Greg's just right next to you with that little one of those handheld little.
No, really though, space is what we need for
Yeah.
the
Space is what
studio
we need.
because
And
what we
I
need is
wish-
ceiling space. We need a couple extra feet up.
Well, we need
We
that
need,
way.
we
just-
need a couple feet back,
Well,
feet back
okay.
to make this beautiful LED not Murray.
We need that,
If
but
we
really
had
though.
2 more feet, we'd be so set.
But if we had 2 more feet up, then we wouldn't have to see the lights, and we'd be able to do full standing shots, like top to bottom.
Yeah, but when do we use full standing shot?
We
No.
don't because we can't. That's the
All
problem.
right, I guess so.
We
but
would all the time.
So my dream, like the whole topic, my dream for the next space is
Trough.
a giant warehouse
when you
space
pee or
in
when you
South
eat out
San
of?
Francisco. Just like recently, the company.
Like, don't mix
My
those
God.
two up.
All right, well they're gone.
Or see, we're here. We're here. I'm sorry.
No. Recently, I went to hang out. Like, I went to pick up our new Gamescast. No, I'm sorry, Games Daily walls at in South San Francisco.
Sure.
And God, I wanted Nick to go with me so badly because that is the exact vision I have for
Giant warehouse.
the studio. Yeah, a giant. We're talking 25-foot walls. It must have been. Let me estimate. Hold on.
Where were we? Oh, you know what we were at? We were at.
10,000?
We did the VIP party at that. The Foundry. That's I love that space.
Yeah,
that's the kind of
10,000
space I
square
love.
feet.
That's a cool space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's like I just want a wide open. I want what Rooster Teeth has, right? Big ass warehouse.
Yeah.
You can put in a lighting grid. You can wire into a control room, and you have enough space to move scenery in and out.
My question to you specifically, Nick, is what do the individual sets look like? Are they little sectioned off rooms that we've built?
No.
We've had your brother come. Okay.
No, I don't want to spoil it. I have an idea for the next set.
Ooh.
I want.
Does it involve video walls?
It involves all video walls.
Okay, good.
my
I don't
God.
want to spoil it.
I'll tell you what I want. What I want
That was my whole topic. I wanted to hear what his. All right.
I have two things.
Uh-huh.
One's what I want in the next studio. Two's a question. What I want in the new studio one day is a game room.
Oh my God.
That's where we
I
go
want
in
that
and play.
so badly.
We bullshitted around about it when we got here and didn't understand how the space was going to work. That we
Yeah.
put a TV in that room and
Yep.
have the couch. And now that we hired these fucking hangers on, Joey and Cool Greg and
They're so
Randy,
essential.
What's
it pains
Andy
me.
doing right now?
Probably
nothing.
working
I
on
guarantee what he's doing.
And cutting his own
I've
hair.
seen. I've gone by. He's got headphones in. He's bopping to whatever fucking rap rock, and he's looking at Gundams. That's
No.
all he does.
No.
The entire time, I kind of funny he's coming.
He's working on the Echo Division. Let's
Yeah,
play
I know,
that's
and I've
gonna be-
noticed it's like
Yeah,
how I always tell you guys
party
how
mode.
hard orations are. Oh, they're
Yeah.
so hard. It's gonna take me a really long time. I need a week to do this. And you bop by, and he's looking at some fucking Gundam. Looks like Spider-Man. You're like, what are you doing?
Everyone
pretty-
needs
to be
their
fair, that sounds cool.
distractions to keep
It does.
going.
That
That's
sound
pretty
cool.
fucking cool.
And my next point is,
Yeah.
well, we have less than a year now left on this lease.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
we
sounds
do.
right. Yeah,
'Cause we had
just
two.
started
We
paying
have the
that.
option to go a little bit longer, I think, which
This is my question.
in my mind, I'm planning to use the extra year.
What do you
'cause
think? You think we're
I
here?
don't think
How
that
long do you think
we're-
we're
I'd,
here?
I mean,
going
I'd
to the
like to
point,
stay
yeah.
here. It just depends, right? Like we're running a pretty successful business, and then so we have to. That's one of the problems we get to solve, which is like, hey, we need more people, we need more editing support,
Yeah.
we need this thing. So I think that the workflow will dictate when we need to move out.
Sure.
In a perfect world, I'd love to stay in here for 2 more years.
Yeah.
I think it's a great space. I think we're growing at a good adequate
I don't
space,
see
but
it
I really think
lasting
that
2 years.
as we add more products, as we add more. Like we're already at capacity again, right?
Sure.
We have to literally go through at some point during the morning meetings tomorrow and figure out who's editing what for all the fulfillment that we did from the stream last Sunday, right?
Sure.
Which is not hard,
Cool, Greg.
but it's also one of those things where it's going to be we're going to have to put a little extra time into that. And so I think again, it's a great problem to have and a great problem to solve. But I'd love to see us in the space for 2 more years. I know us. We'll be here for 6 more months and probably have to find another space.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't think
is
it's 6 more months.
My thing with
being
kind of
facetious,
funny
but,
that is both fucking exhilarating and fucking terrifying is you never know what the next 3 months are gonna be.
God, it's so
You know what I
You
mean?
gotta step it up. You got to go
fucking
bigger
love
and
it,
better.
though.
And it's like, I know. It's not even think. This studio was so important to us. There's a couple moments in our history that are so important. I think that Kind of Funny Live 1 was an example, and I think that the studio is an example. Kind of Funny Live 2 as well. Where
I mean, but
we are
Kind of Funny Live 3
throwing
too.
ourselves. No, but that was just, we knew what we were doing. We knew what we had to do.
But, like,
Kind of
the
Funny
fact
Live
that
1,
we
we've
are
never
doing it.
thrown a live event. So we're like,
Yeah.
we have to figure
Yeah.
out all the things that go into that and
what a
fucking
different time
do it.
that was.
Kind of Funny Live 2, we had to figure out, we need to now do this with video
Yeah.
walls and a giant scaled thing, and let's fucking go crazy. The studio was like, hey, we've been working out of a spare bedroom. Now we need to set up a whole place and
Yeah,
make a
but, like-
set like we've done at IGN a million times.
But for us.
This is for us based on what we do. And I think that the most important thing about what we did with this studio is we really thought about the design philosophy of what we do. We make podcasts. We have a bunch of shows that are guys sitting around a table talking. How do we make all of those shows look and feel as different as possible?
Yeah.
And that's why we
at this
have the
beautiful
set that
fucking
we
set.
have.
God, I love it.
And I love that because that shows that we actually gave a fucking thought about
Yeah.
the products
Yeah.
from top to bottom and nailed it. And now that we're here, it's like we have this. Like it still blows my mind
it's
that
absurd.
we have
It's
this.
absurd.
And
Like, we do
when I
a
look at our
podcast with a
videos, I don't
giant
watch our
LED
podcast
wall.
that often.
Yeah.
But when I do randomly tune in and look, I'm like, this looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks
when I
really
see
good.
Kind of Funny Games Daily, I'm like, the colors and everything about it, I'm like, this looks fucking rad. And I think that when we push ourselves and are just like, you know what, fuck it. It's probably going to be 3 years till we move into another place.
Let's
do it in
I
3
really
years?
don't think
That's
so.
what I'm saying.
I
Let's
really-
do it in a year, you
Yeah.
know, and let's figure it out and like go.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not going to hire
Something
anyone
will dramatically
for a long
change in
time.
the next 6 months that will either accelerate or set into place what we're gonna do.
I hope so.
Where
I
it's-
say that. It's just
Because that's how this works. This is how the
Well, I
business
think-
works.
I
We
mean,
think we know what we're
I
doing.
don't know,
right
though.
now,
Like,
I feel like
like-
I come in here every day, or I look ahead next month, and I really can envision what it's going to be, who it's going to be, all these different things.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's going to be a wild card in there that we won't expect coming.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
feel
that's
like
the thing
we've
too. Is like we. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, I was just saying, I feel like we've finally nailed what this is going to be for a couple years. I see the next edition, and I've got the gears working. Like, I was super proud to say that, like, Andy was like, I was so, like, I knew that was our next hire, and, like, I was planning for that.
Which one of your childhood best friends are we? Are we getting Colonel in here now?
How is Andy a childhood best friend?
Charlie?
Charlie?
I call him Colonel. That's the joke.
Colonel's fine.
No, I just like there is a way in my mind that this place is moving towards, and like there is a certain type of video that I want to see going out in the future, and like I know who I've got an idea for who we want to hire, and I think that like if everything plays out like I think, like that person will fit for perfectly, like because it doesn't matter. But I'm
with you though. I feel like we've hit. I feel like it feels weird, but in the last couple months since Kind of Funny Live 3, I feel like we're like things have kind of fallen into place. And we're like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to be for the next 6 months-ish. Like, I get the workflow starting to get hammered down. The schedule is starting to not look like a fucking puzzle piece all the time. Like, everything's kind of like, okay,
there's a flow.
There's a flow to it. Like, I think locking down the podcast and saying that we're doing them live, I think helps because then we can't just fucking move it around all the time. It's like, we got to promote it.
Yeah.
So at least that kind of helps lock it down a day or two ahead of time, which is great. And I feel like we can breathe a little bit, which is good.
100%. Really? I feel for some
because shit has been hectic.
Yeah, I feel like
it's hectic,
crazy.
but
it's gonna take me
it's hectic.
But for me, I think it's gonna take another month and a half before I'm feeling like, okay, things have leveled out. Because like the last, and even thinking forward a month and a half, like I'm getting married.
Well, your life is in chaos.
No,
you
that's
fucked up.
true.
That's on you. But for us, I'm saying what I talked about, and it's different for every one of us. We all wear different hats and have different roles.
Yeah.
The deal that Kind of Funny Morning Show and Kind of Funny Games Daily are there and locked the way they are, and Kind of Funny Games Daily is me every time, and I need to be there and I need to do this, is a lot of work and a lot of responsibility. But it has structured my days in an entirely different way. Now, the downside of that is that I'm way behind on emails all the time. And like that sucks as the PR guy, as the developer contact guy, as the, hey, I'm getting you codes or working on this or whatever. But the fact that I really only have this 1:30 if you give me a lunch till 3:00 usually every day, where it's like, I don't know what that part is, but every other day I usually know what that's going to be.
How's Games Daily been for you? Like, I know obviously the show is amazing. I stand by it 1,000% as like, I think it is the best thing we do because it's a product I'm proud of. Like, I can tell people, I'm like, we do this thing that's better than anyone else does this thing.
Sure.
But like, is it killing you?
Wait, before you say that, when we were sitting down together talking about it, I was like, oh my God, that's a PS I love you every day.
Yeah.
And I was honestly terrified for you.
Sure.
But like seeing the execution of it, like you nail it. And it just, I don't know. There's a sense of pride that I have working with someone that like puts so much into their every day. So thank you for what you do.
No, thank you.
Good job not burning yourself out.
Well, you get it all behind the scenes. You do the exact same thing the exact same way. That where I tell you all the time, you do too much, you do this, but you're like, I love doing it, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's so much passion.
You and I are the same kind of person,
it,
cut from the same cloth. You know what I mean? Games Daily is amazing, and I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I legitimately love that show, and it's because I get to come in, like today on the show, like, we're recording this on the Monday, whatever, but it was like, we came in and it was like, I did that thing where I'm going to say something controversial. I love video games. And like you and Danny and Andrea, you love video games and you love talking about it and you love getting nerdy about it. And I love getting nerdy about that too. It's been different in terms of, I think and this isn't to knock my wife, when she has a job of her own, has somewhere to go in the mornings, I think I'll move it a clip I'm more used to. Because right now I have this balance of Jen legally can't work, right? So she's home and doing all sorts of stuff for us and herself and the family and all this different jazz. But in the morning it is that I wake up and I go out and we make breakfast and we hang out for a few seconds and then I open the computer and I go. And I walk that line of feeling like I'm spending time with her, but I feel like I'm neglecting her. But it's like, she understands that it needs to get done and she's not in my face about it. But I'm looking forward to, having those roles more defined of like, okay, cool. Like, you're off to your job. I'm going to sit here and do this. I I like the idea that I know what I'm doing every morning, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was in the
It's
morning.
important.
We come in the morning show and it was like, well, am I hosting? Are you hosting? Who's gathering stories? Is this happening? Blah, blah, blah. And like, it would literally be, I just open the doc and there's no stories in there and we go live in 30 minutes. Are you doing it or me? Oh, well, I'm doing it because, okay, cool.
Right.
Now we have it broken up in a way that makes sense, I think, in a way that we all work it out.
I think that's kind of what I meant by things have settled into a nice groove, right? Like that. Like
we are still working nonstop all the time, hard, full tilt.
But it is going smoother than ever before, in my opinion. As
me,
the like guy,
as you know, as a person who used to run some of the production over at IGN, like I look for the opportunity to create those systems, right? To create these things of like everyone. There's an owner. What's up, Cool Greg?
Big ol' Cool Greg wants some more bourbon.
Okay,
Take your time.
That's okay.
No,
You want ice too?
Close. Cool, Greg, can you get us some more ice? And
Be careful. There's water in the bottom bowl too.
Yeah.
I look for those opportunities to standardize things and to ascribe put owners on things and to really kind of have there be kind of everything fit into its place when it comes to production, because that's how production flows. That's how production grows. I did not mean for that to rhyme. It sounds like an
It looked
80s
good,
campaign.
though. That was
But
great.
that's how it
No,
goes,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I feel like
Pushing the needle.
I think we're doing that right. And maybe it's
Love
Dare.
grows where the production
but maybe it's
goes.
because we just got done with the busiest time of our year, which tends to be like conference season, and well, it's not quite done yet, but like conference season and
KFL.
KFL.
The real ones.
Right, the E3,
PAX is super fun.
No, the
whatever.
world doesn't slow down anymore.
I know.
Well, no, it doesn't in such a way of like we've committed to being in the office, and I think it's really shown, and I think we're actually able to really focus on making the content, which at the end of the day is the single most important thing we can do.
Yeah.
Like every other thing that we do that's ancillary to that is important, but if we don't make content, if we're not sitting here at 3:00 on a Monday, the ship doesn't sail.
And I don't think that a lot of people realize this, because it's something that we don't say because we don't want to promote it this way. We don't want to promote it as a bad thing. The amount of things that we've turned down recently that are fucking cool, awesome opportunities, but we're like, no, we understand the importance right now to restructure, because that is.
They wanted me to be
what's
Batman.
important. Like, what's that?
They wanted me to be Batman.
They did.
I feel
Yeah.
like Carlton
I'm
was
so
like,
happy
yeah,
that like
I gotta
certain
get
calls weren't made. Like I'm glad that Cool
understand.
Greg and me are going to SummerSlam. Like I
No, of course. There's certain
have
things
no
that
idea
you
how
gotta
excited I am.
do. You
Yeah.
gotta like that, but that is good. That is good
Yeah.
content. That
Yeah.
is gonna create something that people can trust and
Yeah.
believe in. Kind of Funny Live is another example where it's like we could have waited till January 5th to put it out. We knew it was important
Yeah.
to get it out, so we did.
I can't believe you put so much time into
I
getting
can't
it done,
either.
and it's one of those things
But I
like
did. I
we
did,
can
though.
tell people, but like, oh my god!
But it happened.
Good
and
job.
I
We're
think
all
that
proud.
that's.
Yeah, great
I
job.
know. I'm so sick of like people
yeah,
giving me
it's
praise.
not
for
even
it.
Let me
about
suck
that.
your leg.
Oh, you're so sick of praise. All right.
No, I am. Like when it comes to that, it's just like I don't even want that,
Yeah.
because again, the product is what. I
But
do
no,
it
I'm
for.
happy that like your vision is now reality.
Yeah,
like, that's
me
one
too.
of the, like it's so hard for people to
Because
do.
seeing the
yeah.
comments on it, I'm just like, this is why
Nailed
I
it,
say
yeah.
what. Like I was the
Yeah.
only person that could have edited that video. And I stand by
And
it.
no, and like when the conversation was happening of having someone else edit, I was like, no, it has to be Tim.
And I appreciate that. But taking it a step further, so my role in the company, I would say, if anything, is the strategy guy.
Yeah.
I'm the dude that kind of thinks the plan of who are we,
Yeah.
what are we doing, how do we keep growing and whatever. And for so long, I was like, I'm the only person that can make these decisions, because this is how this is going to work and whatever. And I'm proud of that. And whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I am so happy that I had to go work on Kind of Funny Live, and we just did our live stream. We had to come up with this whole plan for the shit. And I was like, here's my thoughts. Here are the things that I think we need to do. I can't handle it right now. Can you guys handle it?
Yeah.
And you coordinated with Andy. So Nick,
Joey.
for the audio listeners, Nick coordinated with Joey and Andy, Jandy. And we're like, hey, here's the images we need. We need to come up with goals. We need to figure out a flow of the day, what we're doing on the stream and all this, which is something that before would
have fallen on your shoulders,
for
yeah.
2
Yeah.
weeks,
Yep.
figuring out all the shit, talking to
got-
Kevin over dinners and
It's a
shit.
well executed
But
stream.
you guys
so
fucking
good job.
killed it, and I love it, because I love what we got going on right now, because Cool Greg literally grew up with me and Kevin. He knows how this whole thing goes. Joey and Andy are from the community. Like, they are students of what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
So them being part of it now, it just makes us better, because guess what? Who would make the best Die Hard movie in 2017 of all time?
Will Smith.
Nick Scarpino is the answer. Who would make a fucking amazing Superman movie?
Greg Miller.
Greg Miller.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
it's
Max
Die Hard,
Landis,
the
but yeah.
Superman fans. I
So
get what you're
what I'm saying is, like, Joey and Andy know Kind of Funny better than we know
Yeah,
Kind of
right.
Funny. So them doing this stuff is fucking awesome.
You bring up a great point that I think is what it is, where I feel we're more full tilt than ever. I come home and Jen's like, how was today? I'm like, it was exhausting, but it was great. I'm so fulfilled with everything we created. And like we have this thing and blah, blah, blah. But it is the ability of like, I feel like with Games Daily, whether it's pre-production, it's executing the show, it's doing Kind of Funny Morning Show with you and doing comics with you that I fucking love so much. It's doing this show, which I feel like we've been on a roll since probably the Jeff Kanata episode. You know what I mean? Like we've been killing it on all these different fronts, doing all these awesome stuff. But it sounds so stupid, but the ability to be like, hey Andy, can you make me this graphic for this event? Hey Joey, I think it'd be cool if you told everybody this. Hey cool Greg, can you go do this? And it's done. And it is that thing of
And
like,
it's done right.
Yeah.
it's done. It's done
amazing
right,
to have.
and it's like the simplest things that literally, they take 5 minutes, they take 10 minutes to do yourself.
But out of a packed day, like,
To be
that's
able to
so
have that
much.
extra moment of being able, like, no, I need to eat lunch now. You know what I mean? To tell you, I come off today, and you're like, hey, we have to do AMA. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I need to eat some food
Yep.
right now.
And
And
you
then you're like,
nailed
okay,
it.
I won't. I'm like, God damn it, Kevin.
But like Joey and like the rest of the kids, they nailed it too. They got their AMA done in time for us not to delay this GOG. And it just like, thank you. Like all these cogs working together and like the gears moving. It's just, it makes my life so much easier.
Yeah,
And it
everyone's
makes me so
life.
much
No, I mean
excited,
that's
yeah.
the thing is like we actually are a machine. Like we've always been a machine. We're a well-oiled machine at the moment. We're really
I
good
like
at
to think of
making
myself as the Terminator.
Oh, Lord.
You fucking guy.
So, but to close out this
Close
topic,
ass.
but to close out this topic, like,
Slide.
can you guys give me one thing that like you want for the
Legitimately,
next space?
I want a game room where we go in and we
Right.
just play games.
Yeah.
Because
Can I-
that is the thing right now. It's like we played Smash at the stream.
Yeah, that was
and
fun.
we were like,
How much fun was
I
that?
fucking
It
missed
worked.
Smash. And
It
it's
was
one of
so
those,
It
fun.
worked
at
so
any
well.
point, we could come in here and
'Cause
do
I
it
was the winner
too,
of
but there
that.
is a difference between walking into a room and sitting on a couch
100%.
and,
100%
Kevin, can you get it? It isn't sync. It is sunk. Okay, well, yeah, but let's switch the input, you know.
Yeah.
So this is my request. When and if we do, because I love this concept, but every iteration I've seen of this has been a nightmare because someone's over-engineered it. And by that, I mean the IGN demo room. Sure. How many fucking times did you walk into that and be like,
All the
why
time.
do
All
I
the
have
time.
why can't it just be a fucking HDMI splitter?
That's
and
what
you
it
hit
will
the
be.
button and
That's
it's
what it
done?
will be.
That's all I want.
Did you see how easy it is to switch over there?
No.
No,
It's
because
like a
we're on
nightmare
this side
over
of the
there.
camera.
All right,
That's
guys,
the problem.
It's not labeled yet, but once it's labeled, you put in your device, make sure it's like plugged in, just power it on, hit a button, boom. That's all
Okay,
it should be.
okay.
That's all it should
I
be.
agree.
We're so close to nailing
Well,
it. That's what I
luckily
want.
now, and to be fair, luckily now everything's HDMI, which is good. But back in the day, it used to be like different connectors and all
Yeah,
sorts of
but, like, you
That
can
was a
have-
fucking nightmare.
Fucking wheeze and wheeze.
And there was a
can
time
have
where like I think
converters
Fran like
and stuff.
wired LEDs to everything so we could change the light depending on the mood. I
Fucking
was
We'll
like,
get there.
well, that-
We'll get there, boys.
To be fair, I have that at home underneath my desk. It's not
you
that
guys
hard.
overcomplicate
Oh,
everything.
so- no, no, no.
Every time.
Overcomplicate. It's 2017. LEDs are easy.
Here, let me tell you. If it's not super easy, it's poor planning. We'll get there.
No, that's so true.
I believe in
So
Kevin
true.
Coello.
I do too.
I believe
What do you want, Tim, in the new studio?
I mean,
That we're not. By the way, we're not saying we're out for a new studio. Just being clear.
my honest answer would probably, I mean, it is the ceilings. It is just more space when it comes to
Easy.
yeah, exactly. But and also there's money and all that stuff that
Sure,
comes
sure,
with that. But if I were to give an answer that is like a real concrete thing, it's I want an easy setup for things like party mode
Yeah.
for us to do more Let's Plays like Battlefield, like the Battlefield Let's
To
Play we did.
finally do, like, I really,
Let's Play
I've been,
room
I
or
was trying to
something.
wrap my head around in the shower this morning. I don't think we're that far off. But a Let's Play that is Friday the 13th, all of us playing, all 7 of us doing it.
But
With all our monitors, if we bring in a PS4 and we have a webcam, we're almost there.
Unfortunately, it's more than that because
I know.
we need the divided space. We need to all be
I
listening
know,
to each
I
other
know.
on headphones, not
So that's
audibly.
a big problem with all of these Let's
Yeah.
Plays because
we could do that on
we're
our
doing
desks
one
right now.
we're doing
though.
one, but the problem is we
the
hear
audio
each
feed.
other.
Yeah.
So we need to record it so it sounds clear and not echoey, but
Yeah.
also we need to be able to hear each other in real time, not in lag time, and not in like, oh, I hear them from another room. It's like us on the phone today, right? Yeah, it's like it, especially when it's a team thing. It becomes.
I
An
feel
issue.
like down the hall
It's
wouldn't
one of those.
be too
I
crazy.
feel like you
though.
put Jason in this room, all the counselors in there, and turn off voice chat. and
Yeah,
you
but the
have
thing
something.
is, you don't
Because, like,
have
we just
the
did Echo
opportunity to
Arena
just
and-
choose who Jason is, right?
Yeah, you do. In private rooms, you do.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
But
that
the
makes
other
a lot
thing is,
easier.
I feel like we just did Echo Arena, right? And we had that similar setup, and it was still fucking like.
well, we haven't edited
It was still
that
insane.
though.
Fuck Andy,
No,
he
I
can
just-
do
I don't
it.
mean that. I mean-
Stop looking at your gun.
I mean, it's
already
still
working on it,
super
Greg.
disorienting to hear
He's
someone right
working
behind
on it.
you,
This
and
is
then
why he
also
gets-
hear and all that stuff. It's like whatever. It's,
We'll
not,
see how
it's
that
never
ends
gonna be
up.
ideal. Because
Yeah.
even when we go to do like, I think the benchmark for that is the Achievement Hunter room, which is
Yeah.
awesome. You just sit and the cameras are already there. But even that's like disorienting because when Michael's yelling and Craig's yelling and fucking everyone's fucking. I said Bruce. Like Jeff's there. It's just fucking. It's chaotic. So it's
Well,
just
yeah.
gonna take some getting used
I
to.
But
really
that's
feel like
different, though.
our next space needs 8 little booths that are completely
awesome.
soundproof, audio running into them where we can record them separately, and like that's I got hopes and dreams. We'll see how
Andy-
it all works out.
Like the
Andy, what do
Wildlands
you
looks
want in the
pretty
next
good.
studio?
Yeah.
That was cool.
But even
Exactly
that,
what
the same
Kevin
issue.
just said.
There you go. Yeah.
Separate Let's Play
Yeah.
booths and not have so we don't have to record it out here. Maybe another restroom.
That would be nice.
Now, as I've told you before, Jean-Vive Saint-Onge-Miller says you'll be the first to leave us. Do you think you'll stick around for the next
Don't you
studio, or are you
son
going to be
of a
one of
bitch.
these fucking, I'm going to
He's so
go for the
pretty.
bigger paycheck somewhere?
We'll see. I mean, if Game Grumps is hiring,
What the
maybe Funhouse
fuck?
is-
Andy,
I will give you Funhouse, but Game Grumps, really?
Andy, I don't want to
Oh,
break you. but I
Vernon,
will.
who likes
Not
dads?
going to fucking Game Grumps. Get the fuck out of
Get
here.
the
you beautiful
fuck
son of a
out.
bitch.
You know why I don't like hearing that. Why would you say that? Even as a joke.
Now, back to what I was saying, though. Oh, man, he's working so hard. He's just watching us record this show.
He just came in.
He's taking a break. The
Joey, what
kid
do
is
you want in the
working
next studio?
hard.
Take Tim's mic.
need your help, Kevin. Actually,
What do you need?
Oh, I need your help. My
No, I
job's
have a
too
very
hard.
good
We'll
answer
sort
for
it
this.
out.
All right, Joey.
I don't know how none of you said this. We need more than one bathroom.
No, we
No,
have
no,
to.
it's been kicked around. It's been kicked around.
Perfect, because
All right, like you want
You
a
don't need
girl's
more than
bathroom.
one
Whatever,
No, I
get
don't
out
need
of
a
here.
girl's
All right, yeah.
bathroom. We can have two.
You all want to be treated the same, but like,
Kevin is very good about treating
I'm just
everybody.
Damn, wow, all right, cool.
I'm joking. But yeah, at some point, I'm really sorry. We'll get you a girl's bathroom.
It doesn't need to be a girl's
I think
bathroom.
Joey and
You
Greg
have to mean
bathroom.
it. Yeah, I'm down for that
Okay.
too. He definitely needs his own bathroom.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do that to the toilet.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
How do you know it's me?
I just know.
You're disgusting and gross.
We just all know.
You're
it's
the
you.
worst with the shits that aren't real shits.
I'm not bad.
Jesus Christ.
He's
I
talked
make
about
sure-
the sand before.
All right. We've
I poop here once a week, maybe.
no. Come
Yeah,
on. Dude.
yeah.
One of you.
I'd say 2 times a week.
One of you leaves the bathroom looking like a crime scene every single time, like
And
a
it
body got
scares me.
like a
And
body
it
got dragged under the
scares me.
fucking into the toilet and it left blood streaks. It's
All right, no, but we
That's definitely not me.
let's move on to the 4th topic.
Well, Tim's not here.
I just put it. Just put it.
All right,
right.
fine. Mine's a pretty easy topic.
Yeah?
Now, I say it's easy because it's easy to say.
Yeah.
It's hard to admit to yourself, but we're all going to have to admit it right now.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I've had a few drinks this episode because I
We
was
all
gearing up
have.
for it. I was
Jesus
gearing
Christ.
up for
Gearing
it.
up for a
I was
fight.
gearing up for
just
it.
like Dad.
Pizza
Yeah.
is overrated.
no,
How dare
no.
How dare you.
Shut your mouth right now. It is not overrated.
In what way is
I
pizza
want
overrated?
everyone
No.
to wake up to this fact. I
Stop.
love pizza. It's
Stop.
still my second favorite food. It is overrated.
I'd like to finish my thought. There's nothing overrated about pizza. Pizza is a phenomenal, pizza is amazing on a level that other foods just can't achieve. Burrito gets really close. Burrito, it's the mixture of
Sam,
so
you don't have
many
to come back.
different-
We're wrapping up. The final topic was pizza's overrated. Everybody agreed.
Nope,
You can leave.
Nobody agreed. Pizza is the thing.
Fuck said this.
Stop.
Greg.
Wait, hold on.
It's Greg's
So,
topic.
The reason why pizza is so amazing is that it encompasses so many different flavors.
Of course.
And different textures. You have crunch from pepperoni. I don't even want to get into it because you guys all know.
The thing about it.
Here's
Pizza-
I mean, can I make the case, or do we
No,
all want to
no,
yell?
no,
You
I
don't
don't
really
even
want
make
to.
the
Fucking
case.
horrible monster and you're
Okay.
wrong.
Like pizza, it's just phenomenal on every front. Let alone that it has 3 different options. You get regular pizza, you get thin crust, or deep dish.
You're forgetting about gluten-free pizza, which is
No, we're not. No, let's just
Wait
move
till you get
on to
married.
that
Wait
one.
till you get married.
Pizza is the ultimate food in the sense that it has different textures, flavors, just everything you want in food right there for you.
Here's what I'll say.
Is it healthy?
Of
No.
course not. Nobody's including
No.
that in this thing. No.
And that's unfortunate. God,
Wait,
I miss
hold on.
pizza.
I just want to be clear about this. You're
Greg Miller.
You're telling me that pizza is overrated.
My second favorite
The
food.
so-called president of Team Fat is
Right.
saying pizza's overrated.
Yeah, that's right.
You're giving Colin a lot of
back
points
off.
right
Let's
now.
let it make the case. I want to
Thank
hear
you
your
very
case.
much for being honest.
I'll be the
'Cause
ju- I'll be the judge of
This
this.
is the problem, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
we
go
need to
ahead.
have an
Go
honest
ahead.
conversation and look at each other, ourselves in the mirror. Pizza is overrated. Thank you very much
This
for
is
bringing it to.
No,
court
no,
is
no.
now in session. You sure? Sir?
Nick is now the judge.
I am
Sir,
the judge of
let's
this. I will
let's let
rule
Greg
on this at the
speak
end.
He
for
doesn't
his
like
heinous
carbs.
words.
He can't be the
No,
judge.
no.
That's
now,
the whole thing. He
now,
loves carbs.
Hold on.
He loves carbs.
Here's
He
the
does
deal.
love carbs.
Did you burp and blow away from the mic?
I did.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
because I respect the fans.
I have been on a low carb diet for a while. To a person on a low carb diet, pizza is the fucking best thing you'll ever have in your life.
Best thing.
I had a slice of that pizza yesterday as a cheat meal. I had 2 slices of that pizza yesterday as a cheat meal.
Yesterday we had round table pan pizza.
Oh, it's so
Holy
good.
fuck.
Thank you,
It was
Round
like it's like what I imagined going back to heroin after a long time is.
Yeah.
I was just like, God, it's so, it
100%.
fired off
Round table, man.
Dude, it fired off neurons in my brain that I'm just like, oh my God, why do I like it? I thought about it.
Cool,
I
man.
woke up this morning and thought about that
How
pizza.
much time we got on the
That's how hard it is.
record?
Hold
Now-
on. Kevin's asking Cool Greg is if only Cool Greg can hear him. We're asking how much time we have left on the record because we've been going a while.
I'm just making sure.
You're doing
I
the
didn't
right thing.
expect this to be 2 hours. Oh,
He's-
we're good.
he's putting
Okay,
it-
great,
Now,
great.
Greg, make your case. Give it to me. Go.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I might just be a small town pizza lawyer.
Oh my god, I want to kick him so bad, guys.
And I will tell you up front
You're out of focus, Greg.
that nobody cares about the focus, Kev.
A lot of people care.
They're watching this on their phones on the bus. Nobody gives a shit about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pizza still my second favorite food right behind chicken wings.
Yep.
I'm not saying pizza is bad. I'm just saying we have
Chicken
let
wings.
pizza run away with itself. I've had a lot of pizza recently. And what I will say right now, Tim Gettys,
Yeah.
is that I love you.
I love you too.
And I give you a lot of shit sometimes. You know that? We give each other shit. That's what it is. Round table pan pizza is great.
Thank you.
I'm putting that
It
out
is.
there. I'm putting that out there.
Round
100%
table,
is- Round table?
the most underrated of the chain pizzas.
The
Now,
best, I
back
would
to
say.
the inaugural episode that many of you remember of Kevin and Greg Eat a Pizza.
Over a year and a half.
How many episodes
year
have
and
been
2
that?
months.
That doesn't
show?
matter how many.
Just one.
It doesn't
It doesn't
matter.
matter. Are we bringing
we
it back
had
at some
round
point?
table and it was good. It was very good. Pan pizza way
Very
better.
good, very
Pan
good.
pizza way better. But to my point here is that there's a lot of bad pizza, and a lot of people will tell you even bad pizza is good pizza. To which I say, nah.
You're wrong.
No, I've had enough
Give me a second.
I've had enough subpar pizza, and maybe it's that I'm getting old because I remember being a kid and you went to Chuck E. Cheese, you went to Aladdin's Castle,
Oh,
you went to
don't fucking
Enchanted
say that.
Castle.
No, stop. Greg Miller, when you're the king, there are a lot of imitators. And that's,
Agreed.
that is the issue. Yeah,
I know.
Are
I know.
they a lot of shitty pizzas? Yes, 100%. But how many amazing pizzas that fucking, when you bite into it, it just changes you?
Sorry. So
Yes,
just to-
how many?
just to go
How many?
back.
For real, how many?
Hundreds.
just to go back.
No. The first time you have round table and that zangy sauce just touches
Round
your tongue.
Table is good pizza. Is
Yeah.
it life-changing,
Have you-
orgasmic pizza? No.
It is. No, it is.
Today,
And if you-
I had microwaved pizza from Round Table.
Why? We have a toaster. We have a toaster oven. You can
We have a pizza oven.
I
Too
like
long of a
soft
process.
crust.
We have a
You
pizza
microwave-
oven.
No, you microwave it for the soft
But you
crust.
guys-
It says it on the box.
So it
If-
stays chewy.
No,
is that why?
you guys, if you are in Boston,
No,
Yeah.
And you can
believe it.
have
Pizzeria Regina or whatever it is.
families,
Regina.
I think it was Family Pizzas. I'm too drunk to remember the real name. If Andy's listening, he'll come in and help me out.
He's watching on a delay, so it'll take a second.
No, that's no problem. But like, oh my god, pizza when it's done perfectly,
Regina. Pizzeria Regina.
that doesn't sound right. It
Well,
was
I'm talking about the
Family
one
Pizza, right,
in
Andy?
Boston.
The Boston pizza that like changed us.
It was Seattle.
All right, you're right.
were at Past
I'm
Life.
totally wrong. Seattle.
What was it?
I'm very drunk.
Family pizza.
Family pizza.
If you're in Seattle, within a mile, because I believe that's how far we had to walk.
Yeah. Good trick.
Family Pizza in Seattle, right next to the convention center, a mile away. Phenomenal. And a good pizza will do that. I'll never forget when me and my family went to ski at Squaw Valley in Tahoe.
Sure.
Their bell pepper pizza. I remember
Kevin
the taste
sounds a
right
little
now.
like a really drunk sorority sister, and that
nailing
everyone
it.
knows
That's
we should
exactly
take
what
home.
it
You know what I mean? Like it's like we
Let
should
him go.
take her
Let her
home.
go.
We should take her home.
She's
right now.
hitting it off with this guy. That's the captain of the
What
football
I'm
team.
saying is like a good pizza is just beyond another
Here's
level
my
of what
problem.
You understand?
No. A good pizza is not. A great pizza? Fuck yes. Pizzeria Regina,
No.
Baroni's,
But, okay,
yes.
so-
No.
to
A
be-
good pizza will even take you
To be-
on that step
this
further.
is why your argument
because-
is flawed.
Kevin,
This
can you
is-
do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you go behind the camera right now? And can you focus on something?
Oh God, don't do that.
Ready to switch.
Just do up there. We got
Tim,
Skycam.
I've been getting close.
What's up?
I've been getting close. You've been teaching me all day.
So here's the thing. I said it was on the box, and I
Yeah,
panicked for a second because I looked all around the box,
Sure,
and there
sure,
was
sure,
nothing.
sure.
But I realized it was on the
Oh, it's
inside.
on the lid.
What does it
Yeah,
say?
get in there. Kev,
Why?
can you-
This
can
is
you
the
focus?
argument we're making right now. Kevin walked away. He ran away from the camera.
Here, why don't you got to walk it up to the camera?
He had one job.
You got to walk it up to the camera. I'll do it.
Oh, why? Because it's prime.
It's not a zoom lens. These are prime lenses.
Guys, I'm sorry. This was not the topic. Sure, if I can read it in the prime lens. I'm so sorry, guys. This is not where I expect this topic to go. I just wanted to say that, like, you know, even when we say good pizza is great, it's not. Here we go. It says to reheat for best results and crispier crust, we recommend reheating in. Then I got out of focus. I really can't read it. In oven, or back a little bit forward.
Just let him sit. I gotta focus on it.
In oven or toaster oven. That's what they said. Oven or toaster oven. Is that the point you're making? Oh, sorry. Plus, place pizza on a cookie sheet.
No, if you just actually give it to him, he'll read it.
Yeah, that'd probably be easier at this point. Yeah.
I think it'll be fine now.
Thank you. I remember why I stopped drinking on these shows, Nick. To reheat for best results and crispier crust, we recommend reheating in oven or toaster oven. Place pizza on a cookie sheet and bake for 1 to 6 minutes at 425. For softer crust, heat pizza slice in microwave on high for approximately 30 seconds.
There you go. That's the important thing. My little brother, Greg Gettys, Cool Greg, came in today, and he put a slice of this motherfucking pizza in the microwave, and he put it on some ungodly time. It was like 2 minutes. I don't even
God,
know what it was. And I look at him like, no, 30 seconds. I only knew that because of this. Thank God for Roundtable, man. They tell you everything you need to know.
Roundtable again.
God bless
I'm a big
Roundtable.
fan
A good
Soft
pizza.
crust.
It's not
No.
life changing. Hold on. Nick's the
No.
only sober
No,
one. He
no,
said he had
stop.
something.
And here's the
He has
salient
something
point that I
he's
think
gonna
you're
hurt
going to
me.
make, because the same argument you just made can be made for every single food item out there, including wings and burritos. So you can't say pizza is overrated without using that same argument to say burritos
Don't
and
say it.
wings and
No,
everything
Nick,
is overrated.
Nick, don't say it.
Because I've
please.
had
burritos.
right.
really
Nick's
shitty
fucking
burritos in my
right.
life, and I've had really shitty wings. Do you remember the rings? And I use this as Exhibit A.
Mel's
Mel's Diner.
Mel's Diner, I
They
remember.
came out and they looked like they hadn't
so
been cooked.
upset.
They look like they were like shit out of a microwave.
Like someone just breathed on them to heat
All
them
right,
up.
here's my
Those are
problem,
the
though.
worst wings
No
ever
one
made.
says there's never Tim Gettys.
Yes.
You and I don't agree on much. Behind the scenes, we fucking hate each other. We only hang out with each other on the
No,
weekends
it's not
because our
true.
girlfriends
That is
like
not
each
true.
other.
Yeah.
That is not
They
true.
do really
hate
like each other,
too.
though.
They hate each
You
other.
are the biggest burrito apologist.
Okay, I'm gonna need some paper
For
towels.
those of you listening at home,
mixing
Kevin
it
just
up a little
picked his
bit.
drink up and
Cool,
the
can we
whole
get some
thing
paper
just
towels?
splashed
Whisked it.
onto
Yeah.
his microphone.
Oh my god!
You
No,
are
I was
the
under
biggest burrito apologist I know. But Tim Gettys,
Yeah.
you would never say that there's no such thing as a bad burrito.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not.
Thank
Really?
you.
No,
the
no, wait,
biggest
hold on,
wings
hold on.
apologist would never say there's no such thing as a bad wing.
Have you eaten a burrito at Chipotle? Those are terrible burritos.
it. No, they're
That's
not.
the point I'm making.
No, they're very
They're
specifically
terrible
good
burritos.
The
burritos.
point I'm making
You're
is
right and
pizza
wrong at
is
the
the
same
only
time.
food everybody's like, there's no such thing as bad pizza.
No,
Bad
there
pizza
such
is
thing as
good
bad
pizza.
There is such
No,
thing
but
as
there-
bad pizza, but even bad pizza is
There is bad pizza.
enjoyable on a level.
Unfortunately,
Pizza
not.
has this fucking. Everybody's got a hard on for pizza, which I'm not saying isn't deserved. I'm just saying that pizza. We let the narrative get away from
But I
ourselves.
feel like it's a hyperbolic statement. No one actually means there's no such thing as bad pizza. They're just saying that like pizza's good so regularly that the chances of it being bad are so rare. That's like when
very
people
true.
say that it's like, oh, he'll fuck anything that moves. She'll fuck anything that moves.
Right.
That's not
Obviously, she
actually
won't
Cars move.
true.
Would you fuck a
fucking
car?
Cars
moves.
move. They're not gonna fuck a car. No,
That's how they mean it all, Nick.
Some
Some
people
people
do.
do.
fucking
Some people
dog.
do.
Some people do, and
Have
hey,
you
if
thought
that's your
about fucking
thing,
Portillo? I have.
Tweet at us if that's your thing.
I want a shirt that just says "doinker."
I do want a doinker shirt as well.
I don't know if that if it comes across right. Like
Sure
there's
does.
just some like
It sure does. If you make it in that particular shade of lipstick,
the
that he's
right-
got.
yes. We need that. But I also
Oh
want
my
it to be one of
God.
those shirts that
my
are
God.
like technologically advanced, where it has like a button. We hit the button, it's an audio thing. Of
Yeah.
doink.
No.
See, I was
I don't want
thinking
that.
it's a light purple, and then a yellow, but it's got the yellow where kind of like that, but where like as it gets lower, like there starts to be line breaks in the
fuck
word.
is there
Sure,
yellow
sure,
on this
sure.
shirt? Am
I was thinking of the line breaks. Thinking of line breaks.
Kevin's like, how drunk am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Have I been colorblind this whole
You mean like that
time?
shirt that has the line breaks in it?
Yeah, but it's like that's
But the
yes.
transition through
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but
I was
transition
thinking that
words.
it could be
Anyways,
a little donger,
so-
and then in lipstick color
No,
it says
wait, for a
doinker coming
second,
out of it.
Let's go back to the
You have
topic.
soft hands.
Thank you.
Nick's got hard hands.
Nick does,
No,
sorry,
wait.
Kevin does not have soft
Yeah, it doesn't
hands.
matter.
Compared
Let's
to
move
Nick's like
past it.
sandpaper.
No, 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 no.
Dry
Kevin's hands are
You
disgusting.
guys, pizza.
I
Let me
hate
feel your
this.
hands.
Pizza, the perfect food,
I just
right?
want to see what people in the
They're
chat are
smooth.
saying.
We can
on this
agree
one.
that
I want to see how much of a
Greg
nightmare
Miller
this is for them to listen to
totally
right
fucking
now.
wrong about this.
Pizza is overrated.
No.
Pizza
No.
is great. We give pizza too much leniency.
No.
We accept bad
No.
pizza all the time. In Missouri, I ate some pizza that people were like amazing. I'm like, this shit is not amazing.
If someone's making a bad pizza, they're cutting corners that shouldn't have been cut. Pizza, very easy to make. Amazing.
Pizza, here's the thing. Everyone has pizzas they love.
Pizza one more time.
Everyone has pizzas they fucking love, and that's what they hang their hat on. This is similar to when I'd argue Colin about New York versus
Jesus
Chicago,
Christ.
where I'm like, no. Don't get me wrong. I respect it. I do this. I do that. And then he'd be like, "Oh, where you?" I'm like, "I'm in Manhattan." Where? He's like, "Yeah, get outside of Manhattan to get good pizza." I'm like, "That doesn't count. You can't say that." Two Bros Pizza in Manhattan, good pizza. Is it life changing? No, sir, it is not.
I want to go to Colin's
I
spot.
want you to know, I'm reading through some of the
Ragtime?
comments. We never do
Yeah.
this, but we obviously, people can watch this live if you support us on Patreon. I'm reading through some of the comments, and people are just saying the word zangy. Because at one point that was so...
That's how Kevin describes the fucking round table.
No. How does that describe round table?
Dude, zangy. No, it is though.
Round table
It is.
pizza?
If you haven't had round
Nailed
table,
it.
you don't know what zangy is. This shit is zangy.
Give me a fucking bite. I haven't had.
Oh,
It's Maui Zowie. It's
Cool
Maui
Greg
Zowie.
always
I'm
says
warning
San
you.
Francisco music is zangy. This makes sense.
Guys, there's no
No.
pineapple on this bag.
Oh, he said slapping. Sorry, different with slapping.
Shout out to the
slapping.
pack.
How the fuck? You guys are monsters.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where a couple of bucks will get you early access to each and every episode. So early, people can read these comments where Joey Noel says lol and Ryland Prince says, "Is Nick drinking?" What the fuck? Sean Emerson says Greg is from Central Time and can't be trusted.
Oh, that's a
That's
good
very
This
point.
is one of those things.
Very
History
true. I hadn't thought about
history will prove me right that pizza is overrated.
You know what, Greg? I
You're
want
so dumb.
this to be said before this topic ends. That I think you're wrong, but
You understand where we're coming from?
I understand where you're coming from because people
Me-
often say,
No,
"Oh, this
Greg
is
Miller-
underrated, that is overrated." But no, pizza though is something that is so highly rated.
Do you want to
it
know?
has to be
Do you want to know where it
overrated.
really comes from? Do you want to know where it really comes from? 1 second, for real. To be all honesty, I think I've been around San Francisco long enough, and I don't mean to be this guy. You know that I love
is
SF.
unfortunate we
You
don't
know that
have
I
the
love
best pizza.
You know that I love
We
San
haven't
Francisco.
nailed it yet.
There
We're
is just
figuring it
no
out.
pizza here
It's
that is
true.
amazing.
I agree with him 100%.
Pachi's, you know, I used to love Pachi's. Colin and I have chronicled our journey with Pachi's.
Goat Hill is the closest.
Goat
we have
Hill's
to-
really good too.
don't
It's
fuck
just-
with Goat
it's-
Hill.
No, I know you,
You don't?
That's
Don't fuck
upsetting.
with Go Hill.
Greg,
And again, the pan pizza from Round Table is good.
Greg.
But you want to know probably, and this is probably because I haven't had a lot of it lately. You want to? I haven't had a lot of it lately. One of the best pizzas in San Francisco, which should fucking tell you something about San Francisco pizza. And yeah, I'm drunk and I love the city and I'm always gonna be around. I want to get a Suture Tower tattoo. I'll talk about that later.
Wait, what? No, don't
Oh,
do that.
don't.
do
Shut up.
I think BJ's Brew House Buffalo Chicken Pizza, substitute any of the barbecue sauce for a buffalo chicken sauce, is one of the best pizzas around.
Was it BJ's?
BJ's.
Oh yeah, BJ's.
We should do a topic on tattoos, but like
I
let's
want to
move
get a
on.
bunch now
All right,
on my face.
Get a sales
Greg.
force.
Get a Salesforce tattoo? Yeah. All right. Thank you, cool
Salesforce
Greg.
Tower? Yeah.
What do you got? You were laughing all giggly puss over here.
Just zangy. I lost it. Oh, Nick.
Can that be a shirt too?
Yeah.
Doinky zangy.
Nick
Greg.
Vorvon says this episode was real zangy. It really was.
It was a
real
zangy episode. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for having me on.
No, thank you for coming
This
on.
was such a blast.
I'm glad you're here.
Like,
love
it's
that you're
so
only on
weird.
drunk
Yeah.
episodes.
Oh man, I didn't expect this to be a drunk episode.
Well, it's that thing where it's
Man,
like-
I'm drunk. I'm gonna have to Uber home.
Yeah, I need to too.
Yeah, but what a blast!
drive both
Thank
your
you
cars
for
at
having
once.
me.
What's up?
I'll drive both your cars at once.
Yeah, but that's because you're a bad person.
This also doesn't make any sense.
So
Someone in the comments said that Greg is a monster and needs to be stopped.
That's you.
that
That's
was
you
me.
commenting is
That
kind of
was me.
funny.
I'm sorry. I
Let me
apologize.
reformat your hard
Greg,
drive.
Greg, you're gonna marry me in less than 2 months. Well, around
we should
2
talk
months.
Wait,
about
is that
that.
happening?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm his
he's
official.
gonna marry
Yeah.
me, and this whole topic has really fucking shaken everything up for me.
Now here's
Yeah.
a fun.
You're literally in love and marrying a vegetarian.
Oh my god, I can't explain to you how my family is just like, yep, that's exactly what we always expected of you, because I am the fucking biggest carnivore.
All
anyone
you
has
do
ever-
now is
Yeah.
eat meat.
Oh, it's so good.
Brinkley Studios in the chat here on the private YouTube stream says, "I'm so surprised that Greg's so drunk he didn't say if I'm lying I'm dying." I'm surprised.
Frankly, I'm
by
not
that.
that
make
drunk.
any
I'm at the
sense.
good
Yeah.
drunk level.
Oh, you are. You're at the fun. You're at
I'm
the.
at the
You're at
great
the fucking
drunk level.
reindeer.
There's no hangover, and I'm feeling
days in
it.
a row. 2 days in a row with me.
I have
You
two
guys missed
cigars
it.
in my backpack,
I
so
got
if you
drunk
want
last night.
to have a cigar,
you?
it's
Oh,
been a
yeah.
while.
Good for you, man. You deserve it.
Yeah.
You guys worked really
Ladies
hard
and gentlemen,
yesterday.
like I said, if you have no bus toss away, no big deal. Fuck it. It goes up topic by topic. I'm going to usually smoke a cigar and keep drinking on the porch with Kevin. Until next
Thank you
time.
for joining us.
It's been our pleasure to serve you.
Hell yeah, it has.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Game Over Greggy Show. Click here to subscribe to us. Click down here to go to the Patreon and support us. Click over here to go check out youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and click down there to subscribe to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Like if you just want to subscribe to both, is that what you said? Because that's not, I've never done that. It is a playlist. Yeah. That's a playlist.